All right. We are live. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We did not expect to be coming back live early today, but whoa. Mullen and Tesla just absolutely just started ripping out of nowhere. So we figured, hey, bunch of people probably want to hang out and catch the excitement with us, so why not just go live a little early in case we just keep seeing crazy movement. So welcome back, everyone. We have the Hell's Trading Floor team here with us again. All the usual suspects. Everyone's piling in. I'll give you all a few minutes to filter on in here. Hello, everybody. Boom, Mullen, boom, indeed, Zazu. Oh my lord. I kid you not. I
Yeah.
stepped away. I was, as before J Ruff started yelling, I stepped away from my computer to go to the kitchen. And the only reason why I heard you was because of that. I just heard a faint, oh my god, in the background. And I was like, okay, what's going on? I'm so glad I didn't walk away.
Where's my FOMO? Give me some FOMO on Mulan. Let's go, baby. Where's my
Ooh,
FOMO at?
what a break. And if you guys recall from this morning, everyone who was asking about Mullen this morning, there was a lot of people asking about Mullen this morning, and I'm sure we're gonna get asked again, but we were literally watching this exact line on Mullen. I said this exact thing. We had been consolidating perfectly. Look exactly where this 2 hour candle started. Right at 222, right after it bounced, tried to break down, couldn't, but boom, right up on a positive news catalyst, and this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, getting out of this range. Very strong. So if you're in it or if you got in it or anything like that, congratulations. Wow.
This has been a very intense one for me because I came into this play with a trading plan, and I've been learning a lot of new stuff while I've been doing that, and options are fairly new, at least new to me. I did a lot of research beforehand, but at least trading them is new to me. And on that last run up to four, when my calls for April 14th were well over 2,000% up, um, it didn't hit my price target. So I am still fully holding on to my original position.
Yeah, I mean, I just with mine, I know I've said it a billion times, but I let the whole position run up to above four, sold it, and then just to keep myself out of FOMO territory, I just went ahead and rolled, I think, like 20% of my position, which was even probably in retrospect a little bit too much, but I just didn't want to, feel the need to FOMO back in later, so I'm kind of glad that I did that, so I'm not all kicking myself.
Yeah. No, hindsight, like if I could do it over again, I would have taken more profits at that high point. You know, you live, you learn, and I feel very fortunate and lucky. What were we talking about earlier about luck? I'll take luck any day.
Yeah,
But like, learn from getting lucky is awesome, but then learn from it, So like, I'm learning from that. I'm going to be smarter next time. But that
yeah,
was fun to
knowing
watch.
once you learn a couple times how badly it can go, that's when the that's when
Yeah.
the lessons kick in. Oh man, it's shaping up
We
like we
about to
didn't we
rip.
didn't have a hard.
We about to rip, Jack.
I was gonna say we didn't
We
have like a
about to
hard
rip.
spike down after that or anything. It's just moving.
Let's go. Show me a halt.
So according to I did not get to catch any of the interview, but a couple of the folks in here did and mentioned something about him dropping the news of no delays in production and that they're about to the sale of a large quantity of vehicles to a very large Fortune 500 company very shortly. So he said that, and a giant green crayon burst through the floor and grabbed our shares and took it to the moon with it, and now it's refueling and heading north again. So yeah, I have no idea what exactly is going on there, the validity of any of that stuff, but this is a lot of green.
I'm gonna get this over to. I'm sure he already sees it, but I'm just gonna make sure TD.
Oh man, that's crazy. Everybody in here, if you are having a good time with us, we'd love it if you'd hit the like and share it out on the social medias. We're bringing more friends to the party. You know, we want to educate and let everybody share in the experience with us, and let's get this place hopping. I think we can hit 420 today.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, we already
290.
got people flowing in. Oh my God, are we really about to
We
push three
moving,
already?
Oh
Jack.
my god.
Okay, I looked
Let's
away for 2 seconds.
go.
All right, hold on.
Let's
So,
go.
someone's asking for the resistances. Let me take a peek real quick. So right now,
There are none. Get out of my way.
obviously, we do have major resistance at 3, which it did pretty much just tap right off of, almost 299 there. So this is actually what we're looking to fight against right now. About, let me see, let me put these up here. So we have right at this level at about 285 is a good level of resistance, trying to stay above that right now. I would follow that up with, of course, the round numbers 295, and of course $3 is going to be a major area. Following that up, it looks like we do have some range, followed by about 325 to 330. So we'll keep an eye on that. Past that, I would say about 350, and then of course from there we're back up to those highs that we were all excited about relatively recently. So that'll be uncharted territory, and aside from I mean, obviously we can chart out older resistances, which actually I may do a bit of now, just in case we start to really sprint. I don't want to have to take focus away from the chart.
We're about to break, bro. Look at
Oh
that.
boy, let me get these.
We're
I
Out
am
about to
real
standing
quick.
up right now and
break.
I'm dancing, and I will have you all know I am a terrible dancer. It's glorious.
Let's see different
Come
levels
on,
here.
give me
So
that break.
let's get a couple trends going there for touch points. All right. Let's see. We're gonna bounce around
All
in
right,
between
chat
all of
send
these
these
and
live right now.
this is what I'm feeling. I think we're gonna start seeing how these patterns play. You always see these long candles followed by the consolidation. If my calculations are correct, we may start to see ranges, boom, just like all the other staircases we've been seeing.
Probably should have the title of Mullen Squeeze or something.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like, man, I wish we could redo. I mean, obviously not or just the thumbnail. Everything is now. We're obviously just going to be really, really focused on Mullen. Let me go ahead and, yeah, I'll change that title real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the CEO is live right now. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can find that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up for y'all. Does anyone know what he's on?
Someone was just playing it, weren't they, in the other chat? Wasn't Occam's playing it?
Oh, I thought he just had his news feed up. I wasn't sure if he had that pulled up.
I did hear.
Okay.
Hear it.
Mullen flow. Let's see.
Do you want me to ask him?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm just trying.
We have no idea. Helion. They're not all going to win, but some of them will. I don't know if I don't know which one it is. Some of you have an opinion. I think that's awesome. All right, that is a wrap for this list maker show. Again, our
okay. So yeah, he just finished up. It
to
sounds
one
like.
theme. Thank you to all of our guests.
Okay, gotcha. How come Mullen and halt? So a halt is volatility halt. Anyhow, is very specific to how quickly a stock moves up in a percentage gain or loss within a certain amount of time, and it's not triggered by a manual. Like a person or anything like that. It's all automated. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 10% within, I think it's, what is it, like a minute or 2 minutes or something like that? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I can't quite remember. I can look it up real quick.
I think it's 5 minutes. It has to go 10% in 5 minutes.
Okay, gotcha. 10%.
But if
5
it
minutes.
keeps happening over and over, then they do stretch it out to 10 and it just goes longer.
Yeah, so it starts as a 5 minute halt, and then it's a 10, 15, and then sometimes, depending on the circumstance, they'll do like another 15, and then maybe do like a half hour, and then they'll just close it for the day, depending on if they have to keep halting it over and over. But traditionally, from what I've seen, when stocks do get halted, it's definitely not good for said movement or squeeze or whatever you want to call it, just because it caused a lot of panic. Because in that uncertainty, people are like, "Oh, as soon as this is undone, I'm gonna sell, and then you see like usually a lot of panic selling, unless it's some sort of extraordinary bullish news, which you could argue this is very bullish news, of course, but with the recent movements and everything like that, halts would traditionally not be the greatest for really any stock, to be honest with you. It's an unhealthy move.
It must have been like literally like a cent away or something from halting in that move, because I was even looking out in the 30-second bars, and like from that
Here
it looked
we
like
go.
it should have halted. But
Here we go. Let's go. Show me $3. Come on, baby. Don't play with me. Get up there.
it's
Come
all
on, Mullen.
it's all quiet in the other channel, by the way. Occam's has got his headphones off, so and I can't hear the interview anymore. So I'm guessing it might finish.
Yeah, I managed to find it on YouTube streaming it. They were just wrapping up with it, so it sounds like yeah, no, that's great though. Oof. It's a lot of movement, man. I'm really curious to see where this goes. And if any of the mods, I know we can do like the manual move if you guys want to manually move folks into the live stream chat, because I know this was kind of last minute. I'm going to make a post in trading floor text.
Right here. Come on. Do it. Stop playing already. Just break. Oh. Come on. Upper flop. Hey, shout out to all the people who got their refund on Mullen today.
Man, and that Tesla push
Is
too.
it
I
gonna
wonder
break
if they
right
were
here?
related. I wonder if the Tesla and the Mullen push were, because I mean that was a massive pump on Tesla too. I mean there
Yeah,
has to be
no,
some
it's because
news
I
there.
sold. Yeah, I sold Tesla. That's why I went up.
Come on, man. You're the Tesla guru around here. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, but it was supposed to be out yesterday, and it took longer. But I mean, you can't win them all. At least I didn't lose, 1,600 like in the morning.
You're the
I was
Gonna
greatest
make that
Tesla
right here.
trace that traded the other side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, you're on the
Here comes
other
that
side of the
Mullen break.
Mississippi.
Oh, here comes Mullen with some volume. Are they gonna let it go?
Show me
What's
some
going on?
volume on the upside.
Oh man. And then we're getting GME and AMC looking like they want to curve out of there. Oh man, what if we just get everything going to the moon today? How
They did try to classify Mullen as a meme stock play,
They certainly did.
so I don't know.
All right, wow, yeah, we got a lot of people coming in. Thank you guys for joining. I'm sure you guys are all just as excited as we are. please, of course, if you want to get this in front of more people, we can get the party even bigger. We got 125 folks in here, 40 likes so far. Let's smash it, get that 1-to-1 ratio going. I'm pumped for this power hour, man. This is gonna be this is not your boring normal Wednesday. I'll say that much. We've had an exciting day already. And I was like, "Oh man, we'll come back at 2:30." They were like, "Nah, this is now."
Oh, where's my tray? That time.
It's about that time. Oh, baby. All right. Sorry, we're a little quiet over here. We weren't expecting to go to go live early, but I
I'm
didn't
kind
want
of
to
in
miss the
shock.
run. Yeah, we're all kind of in shell shock over here. Like, all right, prompt the rockets. We're go.
Catching the breaths.
Yeah, man, rolling.
Man, this looks like it wants to rip, bro. Like, come on.
It made that first run, and it made me feel
I
verklempt.
just sent some positive vibes in the universe right now by crushing this. So we're about to rock it right now.
Positive vibes are floating into the
Ooh, it
ether.
looks like we got the whole market trying to make a double bottom. Neo, Spy, Tesla, Uber, AMC, GME. Let's all go. Let's all just get a nice push.
Ooh.
Start the rockets.
Show me the flipping money.
Nice.
Wait on me.
Let's check YouTube chat. The Department of Energy are absolutely amazed by their new battery. That's what the CEO said. Oh, that's pretty sweet. What's up, guys? What's up, Diaz? How you doing, man? What a lovely day, Joseph. It is a lovely day. I wholeheartedly agree. IWM getting beat up. Is IWM getting beat up?
It is getting beat up a little
Oh,
bit,
it
but I
is.
think it might have just found its bottom there.
Yeah, with Spy curling back around, and that also kind of makes sense why we saw maybe this sell-off here, but it also lines up with Tesla and Spy and all that, so we might see this whole market start to turn, hopefully. Let's see, SYTA moving. Pull that guy up real quick. Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
it's been
moving.
on the uptick a bit. It got up to 146, bounced down, and now it's kind of at that 50% retracement from that mark. But it's looking good. It's been kind of a, I don't know, what do we call these? A slow moving creeping snail over the last.
Usual snow.
Unusual now. Yeah.
Bit unusual how it's moving so slow.
If you watch the Mullen interview, Mitri was confident, borderline cocky. He was much more confident than I expected. Interesting. He was like, "Yeah, we got that battery. What you talking?"
Yeah, from the little bit I heard, he seemed a lot better than the last interview I saw.
Diaz, who do I need to talk to about getting a mod job? I have an extensive resume as far as streaming. I believe it would just be usually most of our mods we kind of put in through Discord experience and put to a vote and whatnot and a couple other things. So I'm assuming I feel like you're in the Discord. I feel like I recognize your name, but so we can talk a bit more in there possibly.
Or if you just pay us enough money, of course.
Yeah, you know, there's always bribery. Like we're so easily bought.
Yeah. Well, not easily, but not cheap.
I'm saying there's no resistance. Like, oh, morals? Nah, we don't have. Whatever. Money talk.
Yeah, no, what are you talking
about? We are pure capitalists.
Chris Michael Mullen, David Mitri confirms EV cargo van. Yeah, we saw that coming through on Twitter earlier. Definitely interesting to hear who that Fortune 500 company is going to be, especially if it's because people obviously speculating like, oh, Amazon Prime shipment, like stuff like that, like different companies that do like Sprinter vans and things of that nature. So that could be extraordinarily interesting, especially if their battery is that adept. So. how many GMEs from high. At least three. At least three. 350, maybe. 350.
350. Yeah, that was a nice little tidbit I heard he threw in there. It was boasting about a Fortune 500 partner, not just any
Yeah, that
poor
mixed with
schmo.
his, because to say, I mean, I get normally, you know, companies are going to be like, yeah, no, we won't have delays. But to just say that, like, as a standalone statement out of nowhere like that is kind of like, oh, yeah, no, like, we're not going to have any delays. Like, we're like, you just, why would you say that? You know what I mean? If it wasn't,
Now, there we go. There we go. We're
yeah, look
getting
at
ready
this.
for our
It's
next
bouncing.
Is
leg
this the
up.
break?
Right
Oh,
in
it's
this
not the
range.
break. Give me the break already.
It's
Jeez.
bouncing. Let's see. Let's
Uh-oh.
hold this.
Break me
Uh-oh.
off a piece of that cat
Uh-oh.
horsepower.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Well, there were like 6 million shares borrowed today from Mullen.
Is that what the number is looking like? Yeah, 5.9.
Let's
The break.
go.
Give me the break. Give me the break.
All right, chat.
If we break
Mullen-
$3, where are we going?
I was gonna say Mullen needs your
You-
help. We need cactuses in chat and price predictions next time.
Yeah, okay, let's I gotta pop open my trading view here and do my due diligence. Where are we actually going? Let's see.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have my my screen pulled up. I pull out a couple of resistances on the way up here, kind of laid
Nice.
out. A lot of people say they're kind of close to like Fibonacci's, which makes sense because they're just multiple touch point type things. But
Yeah.
yeah, next one I got is 3, of course, 328 to 325 roughly, 350, 367, etc., etc.
Oh man, not only can I see it, but I've got my new computer and my display is set up, so I feel like I have so much real estate right now. I'm like, yes.
Here's the 2 hour for the just kind of the whole. That's why I love doing these multiple level things because this is what you start to see. You start to see this. It's like a perfect little range bound, and then it's like boop breaks through, and then we'll probably see it do this up here, and then boop breaks through. You know, it's nice to see the levels play out like a video game.
It's the kind of ironic thing to say owning a real estate company, no, Joe Ruff?
It's getting
All right, so we got
we're gonna break right here.
oh man, Photo Flex Media. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you. That's very very nice of you. Yo fellas, if you look at the daily chart after it breaks through these $3 level clusters, is it clear with no resistance to 5? I think $8 by quarter 3. So let me go ahead and pull this back to the 2 hour real quick. So
We've got a gap fill to $2.99, $3. So yeah, we're trying to finish out filling that gap now.
Yeah, because
We're
this,
about
you
to
can
fill
see
it up.
we basically had one massive daily candle over top of this major resistance at about the 370, and that's when we hit those $4 levels. And then yeah, past that we do, let's see, I have $4 marked out, 441, 497, and 586 past that. So yeah, past 497, which is obviously right at 5. Ooh, we're trying for 299. $3.
There's
$3.
three.
Let's
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Don't you love how lines
That's
play
so
out?
beautiful.
Throw some tendies in the
beautiful.
fryer.
All right, let's see. So hold on.
That's so
American
Y'all are
Wars.
great.
Photoflex, check the daily November 20. Yeah, Photoflex. Yeah, we were just kind of, I'm trying to flip back and forth. Matter of fact, let me pull this up on 2 time frames so I don't have to go off the minute. So yeah,
Took up all
daily.
those limit orders.
Daily. Yeah, I do agree with you. So once we get past this major resistance we're kind of at right now and trying to push past, like I said, we got about 343, 328, and of course major resistance at our previous high recently at 417. And then you can see the levels from there. Like I said, 440, 497, and then 586. I have another major as well. And you said November? Let me go ahead and go back to this. You said specifically November of 2020. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I
It's
see what you
coming
mean.
back for that $3.
Yeah, so and then past, actually, since we are running, let me go ahead and put these up here as well.
Yeah, I want some $3. Come back to them $3. It's okay. Imagine how many people were selling their shares at $3 when it tapped that.
Yeah, that's a straight day trade right there. It's gonna retrace a little bit, gather up some steam, and I mean, after that news, I'd be surprised to see it start falling.
Yeah, so wow.
Is SPY and IWM are taking a dump, and Mullen just act like it's just running.
Ooh, 299. Come on, it wants to push through. You could see it. Yeah, and Photoflex. Yeah, thank you for pointing out all those highs. Obviously, we're still a bit of a ways off from there, but yeah, generally, I do agree. There's a lot of interesting levels, and then also a gap once we get to the higher sevens, eights, nines. But of course, we're a little ways off. But yeah. So glad I held my Mullen $200 call. Oh, 200 Mullen calls. I think he said Mullen $200 calls, as if you're being funny. No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's tough on these because you really don't know sometimes if you're making a big mistake or if you're gonna kick yourself one way or the other. So you just really got to be convicted in what you're doing and okay with either outcome. But hey, sometimes you, like we said earlier, you get lucky, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than skillful. Not financial advice.
Man.
Thank you, DS.
110 million shares traded within the last hour. Jeez.
Oh, Lord.
Which is out of a volume total of 150 for this day.
Armadillo 8-ball, thanks to you guys. Actually, it's I would say it's all because of TD and the team that built Scourge and stuff like that, and then of course TD actually got it passed to him from someone else who was just like, hey, take a look at this. I mean, it definitely is a huge collective effort amongst not only us and Hell's Trading Floor TD and everyone, but also y'all as well. I mean, the whole community getting us tickers and because I mean, how we know about them if we didn't know about them, so there's thousands and thousands of tickers and we can't keep track of all of them. So
Mullen is a perfect example of how valuable having a community to kind of share this with is. It was such a village effort. It's amazing. And everybody who's been working on this for so long and putting in all the due diligence, thank you so much.
Yeah, this one is definitely, I mean, obviously, TD had, SPRT and BBIG under his belt, but this one is especially nasty. Like SPRT was special, but wow, this one was I think it was with such accuracy and the fact that it was so much more of an organized kind of with the TA, the research, it was all just so much more comprehensive, and that's what was kind of amazing about this one.
Yeah, you'll see her pop into moderating the YouTube chats from time to time at Scrap Queen. She has been instrumental in Mullen and the investigation and all of that stuff. So huge extra thank you.
Yeah, everyone in that Discord, PI, the whole Mullen thing, that was amazing to see for sure. Fitzy, what's going on, man? Right? Yeah, he's like Mullen. Yeah, man, it's wild, man. Like I said, we were scheduled to go back on live at 2:30, and I just hear J Ruff screaming while I was in the kitchen, and my office computer is on. I just hear him go, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And I was like, "All right, I guess we got to go live."
We got plenty of time too, bro. Ain't it nice? Just to have all this time, make something happen.
Yeah, we're not even near Power Hour yet. We got a whole other hour before Power Hour. What are we gonna call Power Hour?
Power Hour has been not a Power Hour lately anyways. Just been like a hour just by itself. Power Hour is usually minutes before Power Hour.
Mullen investigate had chance delisting and look where we are, right? It's crazy. We were sub $1. We were at 60 something or almost or I think 58 cents or whatever was the low when TD picked it up.
We were the 50s. I got it. A couple of us got in at I think my lowest cost basis was 63.
And someone in
But we-
chat just asked me about $9 and whether or not, could we? Like, how crazy is that? Like, that's a banana. And yeah, we could. Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not
I
even
mean-
that outrageous.
Yeah, and the scope of thing, when you're looking at this stuff, when you see moves like what just happened and some of the announcements that are coming out, everybody who now has their attention on this stock who didn't already have it is now reevaluating a lot of things, looking back historically, seeing where the levels were, seeing where it was. You're going to get some retracements. You're going to get some consolidation after a move up like this. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we just continue to march north and have kind of recapture the actual true fundamental value of the company as more information comes out.
I cannot believe my Mullen calls are actually coming back from the dead. This is wild. Like, I really thought these were going to go to like zero. They're $5 calls. Like, I really thought.
Are they the $5 for April the 14th?
So I have both. I have April 14th, and then I also have May monthly. But they're both fives, yeah.
I've just got the April ones. Yeah, I've written them off as well.
That's unreal, man. Like, that is unreal. Congratulations, yeah, truly to everyone who held out. Because, like I said, it's hard, man. Like, when no one, even an experienced trader, is going to discount how difficult it is to hold through like crazy whipsaws like that. I mean, if you don't have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account and you're playing like these plays, even if you have like 50 grand and you're swinging a couple, I mean, that's still a lot. You know what I mean? So congrats to whoever had the goal to hold this long, because it's very difficult to do, you know. So shout out to y'all making money. Captain Insano, good point. The 880 warrant, because yeah, the warrants become exercisable at 880, right, everybody? Is that what they're gonna say?
884 was the general consensus.
Okay.
At least that's what they have in there. But it's like, we think.
Right.
What did we miss?
Viewers probably like Ortex data. Yeah, if anyone could pull up the Ortex data, I can or just read it off for the YouTube stream, all their audio folks.
Yeah, but borrowed 5.9 million shares today. So, yeah, quite a lot of borrowing going on today. Increased short interest by 14.42%.
Jeez.
The current short interest is out. The utilization is 100%. Current short interest 32.96 million, which is 15.77% of the float, and that's up 14.42%, as I say. So it's gone from like virtually like 1% of the float to almost 16% of the float. And the cost to borrow is 22.28%.
Good. Also, just a quick reminder for all of the Discord mods and analysts and everything like that, that new live stream studio questions up there. If anyone needs to get anything in front of me, from like YouTube questions to Discord thread stuff or whatever, I'm just going to be focusing on this as kind of a collective for everything. And of course, YouTube chat from the stream side, but just want to make sure I'm not missing stuff. Dan Morris, give us a little tease of Mullen technicals. I've been holding 89 cents. So we actually did go over a bunch of support and resistance lines, literally, I think not like 5-10 minutes ago. So by all means, if you just skip back a little bit, you'll see me going through and drawing and reading off all those support and resistance lines.
Yeah, he's got it on the chart. You can copy paste.
All right, let's see. And what do we got up here? Can someone turn? Yeah, Dave, your mic is almost too good because you start. I think it's depending on how close you are. Do you have auto gain correction turned on within Discord?
I believe so, Marsh.
Okay, yeah, because someone was mentioning, and I noticed earlier because I was having to adjust your volume. Sometimes you come in normal and sometimes you come in super loud. So I think it's just the auto gain thing.
You
I
are
have,
sexy.
I have got auto gain enabled. So
You had it enabled already?
I do, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just turn you down just a smidgen. You sound great. Just decibel level high.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's see what else we got in here. Yes, please turn him down a bit. Love the British accent. Please show up every day. So you got a lot of love for your voice. They were just like, it hurts a little bit.
Not just the voice. He's the humor. Here's our resident. Rest in peace. He's gone too soon, but he's our resident Sean Locke in here.
Ooh, interesting. So Scrap Queen just posted, just got here. Apple talking about bringing financial services in-house and developing their own payment technology. That's interesting. Hold on a second.
I'm wondering
Let's
if that's
take a
what
look.
gave the SPY a bit of a push.
Interesting. And it looks like Apple at that, I'm assuming when they announced the news about 139, they did have a massive pop in volume and a big doji candle that came back down. But that's super interesting. Thank you for pointing that out, Scrap Queen. That's very, very interesting. Because Apple doesn't do anything half-assed, man. Like, so I mean, whenever they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," it's like it's gonna be a big deal. Traditionally, like 99% of the time, I should say.
Given they're worth like almost 3 trillion or around 3 trillion, isn't it? Yeah, why not do their own banking? They've got more money than most banks.
Yeah,
They announced that at 139. Interesting, because BBDG took a hit.
Well, no, that was just when the volume spike happened. I didn't confirm if that's when it came out. I just saw a massive pop in volume at that time. Let's see. Did you also dig into Nile 14th earning turn on green owned company somewhere in May, a subsidiary? I know that Nile has been brought up a few times. I am not personally very familiar with any fundamentals on Nile. I believe it did come up with some Scourge bot
it's alt holdings. It's lumped in with it got on our radar because of some of the players that are involved were also some of the players involved in some of the financial dealings with Mullen. And essentially it's a Bitcoin mining operation, or at least that's what it's alleged to be. But as Mullen was getting its attention, it was kind of getting that sympathy pump along with it seemed. And in addition to crypto, anytime crypto runs, crypto related companies tend to like to run along with it. And Bitcoin is at 47.6 right now, so hey.
This volume on Mullen, I'm just watching it climb, bro. It's insane.
Telling you, Mullen takes off. They get bought out by Apple and do the Apple car. And then BBDG takes off because Apple bought them out too, and they're going to use low motif and their cryptocurrency to be their new payment platform. What else is Apple going to buy that we already owned? That would be great. Talking about luck, if that were ever to happen.
Wow,
we're gonna
this
see
volume, bro.
I'm seeing a little pop. I like it when it do that.
I'm just watching the volume. It's like 166 million, and then sometimes it'll stay like go up there in increments, but then it'll just like 1 million quick. Like if somebody just say, "Yeah, you know what, I want to buy 1 million shares." No, you know what, I'll sell them.
I'm gonna grab water real quick to wet my whistle. Please push the stock up while I'm gone. Thank you.
Jeez, what is everything else doing? Is everything else just kind of stopped on a dime?
AMC's down 9%. GME down almost 3%. Bobby almost down 12%. Oof.
Crypto seems to be doing well in the last like hour or so.
Hey, Robinhood's down almost 7%. That's good. And look at Progenity, that big push up today and barcoded its way down. I don't buy that for a second.
All right, what did you guys do to the market?
I held it back for you while we were waiting.
Oh, okay, so now we can rip. I appreciate you really.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss out, you know.
Yeah, I figure, you'd probably try to do the same for me. It's the least I can do,
Come on, Mullen. Be our unicorn in the sea of current red. Do we have any news why the SPY and Tesla are kind of pushing down, or are we just seeing like that midday hoopla?
Because all these players were so over leveraged in shorting Mullen.
Oh, are we trying to? Come on, let's go. Are we looking for this next stair step?
Show me
Ooh.
$3.
There you go.
I told you I was
302.
holding that
thank
for
you. Thank you very much.
Come
Thank you
on,
for
let's
the three.
go. Come on.
See, the first time we came around here, we already ate up all those people who were selling it. So now we have a little bit less resistance. And now we should just boom.
Got a few people who are obviously back from lunch a couple of minutes, a little bit early.
I must say, I love what you're doing with the stock market while I'm putting my kid to sleep.
Dang, that's what's that. What's up, dude?
I mean, all my numbers on Mullen are green. All my numbers on SPY are green. I can't complain.
Hell yeah.
There you go. It's a good day.
Yeah.
It is, man. I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all are the best coworkers ever, by the way. This is nice.
I concur.
I
Couldn't
can't complain on this.
or agree with it more.
What'd you say, Tsla?
I just said that I can't complain on you either.
Hell yeah, man. I love you too, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, come on, let's go for it. Let's go,
Let's
Mullen.
see it.
Let's
Let's
go.
see it.
Confirmation, let's go. Let's get above 303. Are we gonna do it?
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yep,
boom.
yep,
304.
yep.
Ding, ding. Let's go. I'm trying not to cuss.
Can I touch it?
Come on, let's go.
Can I touch
Let's
it?
King.
303. Can I touch it? Oh, there it is.
You said it 3 times now.
Oh, there it is.
I think he said, "Can I touch it?" Is that
How
what he
did
said?
this not get?
I don't
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, he might have done actually.
I thought that too at
That's
first.
funny.
I was like, "Man, you trying to get us kicked out?"
I mean, if I heard it, the YouTube. I might have heard it.
Can you imagine if they were like, he said, "Can you touch it?" I'm telling you. He's like, if you play back the transcripts, officer.
YouTube algorithm, if you're listening, he said touch
I
it.
was Yeah, it was. Oh, if you play it back, you
I
can
don't think
clearly
it's that big
hear
of a
me
deal, to
say,
be
"Can
honest.
you touch
It's
it?"
really not. It's really not. It's really just when
I've
it
been
comes
on
down
with
to.
Trey, and Trey goes hard.
I was gonna say, I think it depends
Trey goes
on like how vulgar you are and how often, and if it's like from the start. There's a lot of weird rules and stuff for YouTube.
Verde's like, "How did this not get halted?"
Yeah, this thing is moving, man.
How did Mullen not? Mullen, like I couldn't work out how Mullen didn't get halted either, but my chance only goes.
Yeah,
I was
it
only
went
I
up.
was only
Break
I
it
was
down.
only I was only looking down to the like 30-second bars, but I was assuming it must have.
It's
I don't know, maybe if you look at-
11.56% in a 1 minute candle.
Oh, here we go.
Come
a
on,
1 minute candle.
baby.
Oh, the put.
Yeah.
Ooh, give it to
Really?
me, baby. Let's go.
We're just pushing that bar more and more out.
I'll let me check that.
That was a substantial move, though. I am curious. I mean, how that. I mean, I feel the same way. How'd that not get halted?
You heard me screaming. I haven't seen a stock move like that. I mean, that was GameStop AMC squeeze type of volatility. We haven't seen that kind of action in months.
So 20.
Oh yeah. Well, I was screaming about Mullen way before you hopped in, but my mic wasn't even on.
That's so fun. It's weird too because it did get super quiet in here for a while, and I figured like I was eating a sandwich, whatever. I figured everyone was just kind of chilling for a sec, and yeah, and then you came back in. I've been muted, Mullen. Oh man. We got SPY turning around a little bit. Might be trying to do a little. Okay, are you trying to turn SPY? Bring the Mullen at 308. Let's go.
My goodness.
My goodness. My goodness.
We need a little of that sugar. Oh man. This thing is about to make another leg up.
And I think the SPY might even be coming to kind of give it a little sidekick push here because that's about to. SPY's moving now. Let's just get everything going. SPY, AMC, GME, Tesla. We're all seeing a push. Big old move on SPY. Let's bring it all home. Let's go. Let's bring it home. Buy signal on the 1 minute on SPY with a big push of green volume. Let's
All
go.
better entry for my puts.
But what if these 350s go into money? That'd be
amazing.
fantastic.
We're about to.
Well,
Boom.
if my 5s go on the money, I'm truly going to trip because I have a bunch.
Did you
On the
just
visible
enter
level.
today?
No, these are
On the
from
spec?
my original. Oh no, you're on SPY, you mean? Or on?
No, Mullen.
No, Mullen. These are when I cashed out of my whole position originally, I rolled into $5 calls just to keep myself
Here we
from
go.
mulling. So it's been.
Oh, very nice.
It was from the second time that it ran up above 4, whatever that was.
310 just got cleared out.
Come on, 312, 313, 3. Now everybody.
What was the news?
313. David Mitchery was in an interview, and he said 2 main key components that we could pull away. One is he was like, I am very confident second quarter 2022, we're not going to see any delays. And he also announced that he got a confirmed order for a fleet of vans or vehicles for a Fortune 500 company that they're going to disclose, I guess, relatively soon.
Interesting.
Mullen is actually saving my portfolio today.
And I think the other third thing that someone said that he mentioned was that the Department of Energy was extraordinarily impressed by their battery technology. Apparently.
Interesting.
According to the CEO.
Well, I kept 100 shares. Just one day might turn into a little Rivian or something like that.
Hell yeah. Ooh, it looks like it wants to keep pushing. Look at how perfect each
At
of these
a-
levels are lining up. Like one to the other. And we'll see probably this little same thing it did down here to the other to the other. Like I'm ready for this.
Look at the sell wall. They got 107,000 at 321.
I don't know what
320 now.
you're over it. Yeah, it should have halted from what I'm seeing.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking, because
should
I was
have
doing the
should have
math and I
voted.
was like, that was 10%. Like, what?
Yeah,
It was 11.5.
yeah, in a 1 minute bar, as you say, yeah. Which
Yeah.
is like, I
Are
mean,
we-
you only need it in 5 minutes, and it did it in 1 minute. So
Are we sure maybe it isn't a higher
1,000 at
percentage or
320.
something?
no, it's 10.
No, it's 10% up or down.
Definitely not.
Huh. That's very
In
odd.
5 minutes.
They don't have the same friends as some other ones we know.
A little bit of breaking news for the general market. Russia to lift ban on short selling on stock market on March 31st. Just tweeted by Unusual Whales. For anyone who toys around in the Russian market.
I was like, okay.
I don't know, I feel like whenever anything crazy happens that's just dramatic, we see some sort of some sort of effect over here.
I suppose you could
Neo
have
is taking a
Gen-
bit of a dump.
Yeah, I noticed that. I wonder if there was some sort of news or if it just, well, to be fair, it's kind of following SPY. I mean, if you look at them side by
Yeah.
side, they're pretty, and Tesla for that matter as well.
Well, it's
dumped a
look
little bit
on
more, I'll say.
might come back to like 2230 and retest that neckline.
Let's see.
And continue. If you look on the 4 hours, you have a bit of inverted head and shoulders. With if you get the swing high from the left shoulder to the swing high of the, I'll just send a screenshot, shall I?
I I spotted in the YouTube chat people asking for Newegg, Neg, and EGG.
Sure. Yeah, I can take a look at that.
I think it ran on news yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, I feel like I've been seeing that ticker cycle around a lot. Okay, yeah, definitely had a large pop yesterday.
300 million mixed security shelf. Oh no, that's old.
Yeah, we're seeing kind of what could be the setup to a flagpole with the pennant here. I feel like I looked at this one earlier for some reason. I don't know why, but like I said, a lot of these patterns are looking the same in the market recently. But I would say you'd look for this first. And of course, these are kind of extremities. So sometimes when I'm doing TA, J Ruff put it pretty well. It's a bit of science, a bit of art. It's kind of a bit of both. So you're just kind of looking for what works. So I don't want to leave these extremities completely out of the equation, but I don't want to make them my only because they were such quick pops and then brought back down. I want to stick with where there's actually more supply and demand being traded to look for a breakout, then maybe a secondary breakout of this these extremities. And of course, below doing this here, it's on an uptrend, so you want it to keep that uptrend rolling. I mean, if it does break down, you could see it try to refill some of this empty space back down to possibly 655. Then barring holding that, of course, you have pre-market highs of $6 and so on down here. So be careful of that, but looking good.
And that is also the neckline of your double top, really.
The hold on, let me pull this back up.
The bar that you just no, go back. Don't go back.
Oh, in the 1 minute.
No, on the 4 hours or whichever
okay.
you are one
Gotcha.
day.
2 hour.
No, you were definitely on the 1 hour or 2 hours.
I was on 2 hour. Yeah, this is the 2 hour right
Yeah.
here.
So the bottom line, you see those two, like if you put just a square from the body of the candle, you'll consider that as a double top because no candle closed above that level. And then if you break under the support, the ascending support that you drew from the swing low to the current candle, that is your neckline of a double top. So you could consider taking a put position, a short position, if you break under that neckline.
Yeah, certainly. It definitely looks like it has some room to move either direction. Because even going back to the daily, like I said, a lot of these patterns seem to be playing out extraordinarily similar, especially in the small cap space. Massive sell-off, followed by finally a bounce of relief, came up, breathed, then higher low, and then we're seeing now a lot of reversions going on, it seems like, in these spaces. And then on the daily here, we actually have it looking like it's kind of intraday just on the minutes here, just doing a little bit of a bull flag situation that it just kind of broke out of within a larger wedge, of course. So you might see it come up, try to get past this, maybe take a little run, and then of course the bigger challenge is breaking out of this overall wedge. Okay. Get some things. Ooh, that was a good one. All right, let me check on YouTube chat here. Oh man, we got, oh wow, we have over 250 people in here. What up, everybody? How you guys doing? Just checking in. Remember, if you haven't already, of course, to smash it a like if you guys are enjoying our nonsense rambling. Armadillo 8. Should I roll my call options to a later date or for April 14th? To be fair, that's completely up to you, man. There's pros and cons to both. If you keep your current exposure, of course, because it is a closer expiration, they are inherently going to be cheaper in nature. So if we see some sort of crazy sprint, your actual overall gain, if it happens to go on the money, will be bananas. Versus if you roll them, you're going to end up with less contracts or less exposure. But then you also get into, if you end up wanting to hold them, you'll have actually time to do so. If it doesn't play out, then you'll have time to do so. So that one is definitely the hard question to answer, because it depends on how long you've had them. Are they profitable? How's your theta? Like, there's just a lot of different factors. Oh, I think we had a little. Did we go down for a second? I think we did. Are we back? YouTube chat. My apologies. Can we, I just got an alert from OBS that we disconnected for a second. So if you guys want to let me know if we're back, put a thumbs up in chat for me if you would. I just want to make sure we're still rolling. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was weird. It just said disconnected. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Sweet. What was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. Let me see. Let me get back on YouTube chat here. Yeah, rolling contracts. Yeah, it really depends on a lot of factors, and it's, like I said, only really a decision that you can make at that point based on your risk tolerance, what kind of exposure that you want to look at, how confident you are, and just the relative short term, because I mean, 2 weeks is a lot of time. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously we're seeing moves like this within a day, but there's also a chance of us just consolidating, which will just start to burn into theta. So that's a consideration to make as well. So definitely a lot of different things to take a look at. Man, I feel like I've missed a lot of YouTube chats here. Sorry about that, you guys. Let's see. Oh, we're doing a nice little cup and handle on Mullen. Little cup-a-roo, little handle. That'd be nice. I'd like that. And I'm still connected in Discord, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't having issues there as well. Where is True Demon? I believe he is working right now. I would assume, otherwise I'm sure he'd be in here. But obviously this is why we all try to work kind of as a unit, because he has a full-time job. So we try to kind of make it a team effort so we can do these things without just one person, you know, to have it all on their shoulders, you know. Let's see. Let's see. Diaz TMI said this is a great DD channel, but what about this TA team he missed about? Thanks, Diaz. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm pretty much caught up on everything here. Sweet.
We're gonna have our 1000th patron soon, I hope. 995.
Nice. Oh yeah, for everyone in YouTube chat, if you're new here and you're not aware, of course, this whole live stream is pretty much an offshoot from the actual, just kind of the day-to-day that happens in the Hell's Trading Floor Discord run by True Demon and the entire analyst team, and it's stuff like this pretty much 24 hours a day for the most part. So if you are interested, of course, go in the description of the video. There is the Patreon link where you can select your tier, a couple different feature sets in each, and also the Discord link and a bunch of other affiliate stuff that we use. And of course, while you're down there, smashing like button, whole thing, you know, that's also quite appreciated.
I have a conundrum here.
What is your conundrum, my good sir?
Comes a
I
volume.
want more coffee, but I don't know if I should have more coffee.
Oh, that's
Probably not.
Ooh, is Mullen completing the cup and handle? Let's go.
I'd say flip a coin, JRF.
Mullen, should I get coffee? If yes, move north now.
He just starts shaking his computer like an 8-ball. Just, what do you want me to do?
You son of a!
If it goes south now, it's on you.
Right. It's just like, wow, J-Ruff, you selfishly wanted coffee so bad you tanked the stock market.
Crap.
Yeah, you're just too wired already. And
I have a face that says, "What have I done?"
Yeah, check out those cell walls.
Yeah, let me pull up the level 2s. I wish I could pull up the level 2s on the stream for everyone, but I just got it here on my...
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, that there's a huge increase in borrowing of shares today in Mullen.
Oh, there's
this 128 sitting on the 315.
I was gonna say that little you can always tell when it goes at it with extraordinary like bullishness whether or not it's just gonna eat right through that supply or not, and I really think it's not gonna have too much of an issue.
Nom.
Nom nom nom, indeed.
Nom 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 nom.
They have returned on Mullen today 800,000 shares and borrowed 6.7 million.
Oh, it went up.
Jeez.
It was at 5.9 just an hour ago.
That's a borrowed change now.
I wonder why they're shorting it so at this level after that news.
Positioning, maybe? Trying to get...
Oh,
Or
yes,
maybe they're not. Who knows?
Yeah.
The short interest is actually significant now, considering the dilution that Ortex is taking into account. So Ortex is reporting a float of 210 million roughly, out of which they estimate that 17% is shorted.
Did I mention that they have borrowed 10 million shares on Mullen?
Yes.
Okay. In my head, I thought I'd said 6. Just 5
Yeah, the
seconds.
security and lending volume has been absolutely insane.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think- I
you
think
did
you-
say 6. It is up
Yeah.
to
you
10.
did say
Holy
six.
Yeah.
crap.
It was around 6, like when I last looked, I think, wasn't it?
Holy
Yeah.
crap, I just refreshed it. Yeah, 10.77 million. Holy crap.
That happened on a refresh. I was like, huh?
Wow.
Yeah,
need
mine's
to
still
check.
saying 6.72. So that was like, what, half an hour ago?
Yeah. Whoa.
Let's see if I can get
Wow.
the security lending.
Yep.
No, I can get the interactive brokers indicator. If I could only remember how to find it.
The estimated short interest yesterday. Yesterday,
Yeah.
so I was checking my microphone. The estimated short interest yesterday was 28.8 million. So the Autox are estimating its short interest has gone up by 8 million so far today, which would be most of the borrowed shares. If Autox are right.
Oiling up like a snake, ready to strike. Slither, slither. Skip the coffee, Mullen will give you wings. That's a good one, Anthony.
That's good. That's really good.
This is like my favorite part about the YouTube chat is just like the puns. Like the puns are are top notch.
Wow, SPY and IWM are taking a hit, Jack.
Don't like the chart? Flip it upside down. Yo, I think you
mean,
might have just hacked the stock market.
There was a time where I flipped the chart and changed green to red and red to green. That works.
Oh, jeez.
Dave. Dave.
Yes.
Dave.
What's up? What's up?
Do you remember where in the interactive brokers workstation you can see the volume, the available volume of shares that you can borrow? I know you can see it on the website, but I can't find it
It's
on the.
on is the SLB rates.
Yeah, I can find the
That's
SLB
good.
rate, which is fine.
Oh,
But I
does it
want to
not show?
see. It is showing.
Does it
It's
not show the
currently. It's currently 1.5% according to interactive brokers.
I mean, if you go, yeah, there are at least 301,000 shares available to short
Where do you see that?
in the SLB rate window. Top left of the SLB rate window.
You open a brand new window with the
Go
SLB stuff.
go to new window and type in
Gotcha.
SLB, or you can get to it from if you look on the order entry window just under where you select the ticker, and you hover over where it says shortable, and it will
I
pop
got
up
it now.
with a link to it as well.
Yeah, I got it now. Thank you.
No problem.
20%, at least 300,000 shares. Oh. Good to know. Oh god, you have 100,000 shares support at 303.
Did they deliver their 6 million FTDs?
That is a good question.
Yeah, right. It's I don't think there's really any way for us to truly know until the data.
They have 35 days of to deliver, don't they?
I believe so. I don't think there's really any way for us to know right this second, of course. Whenever you see amounts that are equivalent traded, there's always that possibility, but I don't think there's any way for us to know right off the bat.
Oh, they're actively shorting it on an uptick.
The Mullen news is spreading through the medias. Oh yeah, are we seeing like more reports?
Yeah, it was
over the
300 something, and now it's 290k.
Interesting.
But it's only on the now they're returning. I can see it in real time, really. And it even gives us a chart as well. Let me see.
Vinny, what's the next level of resistance are you looking at? So after breaking through 3, how we did, it seems to be forming that same pattern. I am looking for, obviously, aside from this little intraday high that it's made here and this little wedge it's making, I have next major resistance about 325 to 328, roughly. Let's go, baby, Mullen up, and I need to crash my puts expire April 1st.
Even Benzinga is having news about Mullen now.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, maybe that's what that dude was, we just, Audi fan PK said the Mullen news is spreading through the media more, so I'm wondering if they're starting to catch on a little bit.
I think the interview he did was with Benzinger, wasn't it?
I think so.
Look at the, for everyone who's watching these charts here, GME is coming down to right at the bottom of this wedge, and it made a perfect little doji candle, kind of tapping, what did I have here? I had it at 171.04, so far it's tapped off of 171.28, so 24 cents off. Let's see if it actually comes down to tap, and possibly.
Yeah, and AMC just tapped its 26.30 resistance that it had from, yesterday?
Nice. Ooh, look at this.
Yeah. Turtle was asking, how can you have the price moving down when you have more buys than sells? That is one of those weird illusionary things that it took me a bit to kind of warp my brain around, but like it doesn't account for the spread. You know, you don't know how big of a move up a buy pushed the price versus down. So yeah, you can have more buying, but the increment that it went up and how much more money you paid for that in the spread could be different than on the downward side. So it can be a little wonky.
And a lot of those things. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, man. You're good.
No, I was just gonna, and depending on what site you're looking at for that, like the flow.
Yes, yeah.
Some of them only bring in, certain exchanges. Some of them are leaving out partial information. So you're not usually getting a full representation of what the actual flow was across the whole thing. So when you're looking at things that are like 48% down and 52% up, that's 100% of what they were exposed to, not necessarily 100% of the actual movement that day.
And
Yeah,
one
it's frustratingly not transparent.
to put it just kind of, I guess, in a more simplistic, it's essentially just supply and demand and what the agreeance of each trade is. So you could have, people who have, 10 shares in existence and there's 20 buyers, so it seems like there'd be more, but if they're selling at a lesser and lesser rate, maybe in the expectation that those are going to be worthless soon, such as how we have sometimes in the market and panic selling and whatnot. If those buyers are buying at lower and lower prices just because there's more buys than sells, it could be actively driving the price down, because all you're seeing when you see the stock price is whatever the last agreed upon price was for a share sold, the last updated agreed upon price that it was exchanged at. So if you're exchanging at a higher rate, hence, like, Tesla has great news, and then they're like, oh, well, I'm going to buy it for $1 more. No, I'll buy it from you for 50 cents higher. Think of it like a very quick digital auction that's taking place in fractions of a second on a constant basis. All right, we got Mullen trying to retest here. Let's see if it can hold this 298 little level here.
How wonky the market's been over the last year. There was actually one or two times last year that the bid was actually higher than the ask on a couple of tickers. It was kind of wild.
Yeah, because that doesn't take into account the dark pools.
Yeah, it was weird.
Oh, dear me, AMC.
Do you have auction periods on any of the US exchanges?
Is that kind of like
You're talking about like the closing, and opening?
No, like on the London Stock Exchange, for example. Yeah. So, like on the London Stock Exchange, there's a period before trading actually starts, with the auction period, where it's just people can enter orders, but but there's no automatic crossing of those orders takes place.
I do want to just point out one small thing because it's happening currently. Look at GME on this overall chart. Look at this. It came up, fake out,
That's
breakout.
much more interesting. That's much more interesting. You're right.
So no, I'll let you go right back to it. I just wanted to point out the fact that this wedge perfectly played out and wrapped.
I'm not sure people. I don't know whether. Yeah, I don't know whether it relates to the rest exchanges or not. So I don't know whether. Well, let me Google it.
And Mullen's really trying to hold on to that $3 right there. Come on, baby.
That's funny. Yeah, AMC was trying to make Slever a liar earlier, and it's like, maybe he's right.
Maybe. Yeah, Fitzy. I know you heard that. Go, Jimmy. Yeah, man. It literally just skated right by that little bottom trend line and is trying to wrap back around. Let's see if it makes official break of that bull channel. Oh, Mullen took a little red. What's going on there? What you doing, sweetie? Why are you doing that?
I would not be sad to see it retrace down to 280.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's done pretty well so far.
278. The VWAP at 278.
Yep.
It's doing the same shit as Neo. Oh wow. Someone just flashed an order of 120,000 shares. 50,000 shares.
It is interesting to me because throughout this whole thing, it seems as though Mullen has almost notoriously during its crazy runs run inverse to the market. I feel like I've seen that several times, so I'm now curious because we're seeing the market turn around, we're seeing AMC GME turn around, and we're seeing Mullen take a sell off, whereas earlier when Mullen was sprinting, everything else was dumping. So I definitely think we're seeing a little bit of inverse action from the overall market.
This is an unpopular opinion, but I think the memes will take a further hit. This is just to cool off the RSI, in my opinion, on the small time frame charts.
Yeah, because I mean, as you can see over here, there's definitely a nice potential bullish thing if we are able to break out of here. But if we break and then we just kind of come in the middle of the thing, we can come, back down, see more red. If we break below the wedge, we have a little bit more room, of course, to come down to further supports, the 165s, low 160s, stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It's not like anything would surprise me at this point with some of these plays. You're right on Mullen and Market. Yeah, and once again, it's always one of those things where it's not a hard and fast rule, but I have just noticed a bit of divergence during some of the crazier times for sure. Mullen went inverse twice atop RSI cooling. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting power hour.
The 5 minutes, it still looks strong.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty relative cool off for how we shot up like that. Like I said, whenever we have those giant runs, I'm always nervous that they're gonna get immediately smacked just because of how wild it is. But the fact that we're holding up like this is a pretty good sign
That was
in
just
my
a
book.
short. Is now coming back. It's covering. That was day trading, in my opinion, on Mullen.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that were in, or hopped in on that strength, I'm sure wanted to take profits when they saw it get double topped here. I mean, it's understandable for sure. Oh, Tesla looking to make a turn. SPY looking to make a turn. Okay, okay. Let's get some movement cues. Pushing.
Scrap was mentioning in Discord, somebody was curious about the RSI. The RSI is a great little indicator that it stands for Relative Strength Index. And what it's measuring is how many, within that time frame, how much the stock is sold versus bought. And the two levels that are commonly looked at is 30 and 70 out of 100. And anything below 30 is generally considered oversold. Man, there is so much selling going on and nobody's been buying. There is probably going to be at least somewhat of a breather, a reversal, something coming up soon, right? I hope. Whereas above 70 is kind of the polar opposite. Oh man, people are buying like crazy, going off the charts. The buying is going to stop somewhere, right? So it might need to cool off and take a breather. So when you look at that RSI you can kind of pop it onto your chart underneath and look at it versus where the ticker is and where the price action is. And you can see those runs up. Okay, it's getting pretty hot. I think they might have a little bit of a pullback here and relax a little, cool off a little bit. And that's what they're talking about. And it's funny because when I first started trading, for the first couple of months I started trading, I would get really nervous about and panic to see a downward channel like we have right now on Mullen. Now I get nervous when I don't see that because that tells me, oh man, when it does finally hit the top and come back down, how big is that come back down going to be? This tells me, hey, maybe it's going to find a base here and it might continue going north. Definitely worth looking at, and also with every indicator, worth looking at in conjunction and in correlation with other indicators and within context of what's happening in the overall market.
This is now covering on Mullen.
Oh, no problem, Nathan. Great shout out, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here, man. Let's see, what moving average do you have on Mullen there? It's looking like it's about to test it. RSI is nice and cool. Let's see if we tap that to 290, 280.
Look at the whole market being hit on about what?
Yeah, we had a huge downward push in the tick right now. It's at about negative 670. So it'll push for a little bit. We'll probably get a retracement, and we'll see if this is just the last gasp of a downward thrust, or if it's actually going to start to continue channeling down. Ismail Leon. When I grow up, I want to be just like you guys. Well, you know what? It's always great to have a plan. It's always great to pivot on that plan, too, because when I grew up, I wanted to be a Toys R Us kid. And, well, we see how that worked out.
Yeah, you're also assuming that we actually act like grown-ups. Like, you might want to rephrase that. Like, when you, like, in time, you just want to be goofy like us. It's just pretty much, there's no growing up involved here, okay?
That was like the most shocking thing, especially after having kids. It became that much more apparent. Like, okay, this is just the reality of the situation. But
when you said you had kids, you became so much more apparent. But sorry.
You caught that. You caught that.
Thank you.
Man, I thought growing up as a kid, like I see all these grown-ups, and man, it must feel so different to be a grown-up. And you know, I remember turning like 18, 20 and being like, oh, you know, I feel like I'm starting to enter, but yeah, not even close to feeling like a grown-up. One day.
You assume you're just gonna wake up one day and just adult, like ding, like your adult button turns on.
Yeah, when is that?
It never happens.
Feeling, and like I'm in my 30s with 2 kids, and I'm like, oh my god, everyone is faking it.
Yeah, everyone is
Nobody-
guessing.
Everybody's a giant phony. Oh, they're 70 years old and they still feel this. Holy crap!
Right. It is the weirdest realization when you're just like, oh yeah, everyone's just totally guessing. Everyone's wandering around blind and actually has no idea if anything's true or what's going on at all. We're all just a bunch of big children in shirts and ties and stuff. Just adult clothes. Like
True. I couldn't believe it.
a bunch of 6-foot children running around destroying stuff. What is this?
Absolutely. I felt a lot better about myself when I kind of came to that realization.
Ismail Leon, LOL, I'm 32 and just got into the market a year ago. I learned a lot from you guys and stuff a long way ago. Yeah, no, it's like we were just talking about earlier. It's the old cliche that's been beat to the ground, but it's like the longer you spend doing this, the longer that you know, or the more that you know absolutely nothing. Like there's never ending amounts of stuff to know because the strategies are always changing and the market is such a fluid thing. You're never like done mastering, something like this in my opinion, because it's just so fluid.
Yeah. Minaj, come here. I know a few traders start streaming first, and then when user base grows, they stop streaming online. What's the plan for the future? That is a great question.
Yeah, so actually, that's part of what we're doing right now. We're kind of we're figuring this schedule out as everyone is available essentially, and as it makes sense, and we're trying to see when viewers seem to come in and actually interact, and when it's best for you guys, and so we're kind of testing things out right now. As you've seen recently, our schedule is a bit back and forth. Sometimes we're doing just power hours, sometimes we're doing morning, sometimes we've done all day. The biggest thing with the all day streams is that there is a lot of dead air, and it just becomes monotonous, and there's not really a lot going on. People end up falling off, and then the thing with that is there's no second alert going out, so then people end up not even knowing that we're live, so then people kind of miss out, and they're like, oh, when's the last, did you give TA on this? And we're like, oh, we were just live for 6 straight hours, and it's like, well, no one's getting these alerts because of the timing. So we're experimenting as much as we can to make it best for everyone, and also make it convenient for the analysts, and make it convenient for the audience, and just the whole thing. So we're fleshing things out, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. You just want to see if there's going to be like some form of consistency, but we're figuring it out as we go.
It's a very different type of channel than I think what a lot of people are used to, and what you might be leaning towards or describing there, and being more of a traditional stock program where you're picking plays and doing this kind of a single point of view way of attacking stuff. And this is very much a different goal and different platform. We're every single play that you see on the screen and everything else that we talk about, we have a very big Discord family, and everyone in here is playing a lot of these plays completely differently. So this is much, much less about finding a stock and knowing what to do with it, when and where, in that particular play from one angle. And it's much more of, hey, this is how you could be playing this. This is how you could be looking at this. But more importantly, this is how the stock market actually works. This is how these tools and indicators work. This is many different ways of looking at this play with this entry point, with this set of circumstances right now. So it is much less of what I think you might be leaning towards or concerned with. It's not about picking a play or a stock, but more or less seeing how trading works from different points of view and different perspectives.
Yeah, and also with that, I mean, to kind of extend on that, I mean, I think it is awesome that we have, obviously there's other trading groups, literally like two true trading groups. I mean, there's several different, group type atmospheres out there. But yeah, no, I do like the fact that we're doing this as a unit, and that also will attribute to us being able to stream more, because obviously TD hasn't been here all day, right? You know what I mean? But if it was just relying on him and just relying on JRuff or just relying on me or whatever, then we'd have scheduling issues and personal, et cetera, et cetera. So having it as a group, having a lot of different perspectives, pretty much unlimited amounts of plays, because everyone's doing everything so differently from each other, and you'll even hear us on stream a lot of the time, not arguing, but like obviously we're debating, we're going back and forth, oh, I see this, oh no, I actually see a Head and Shoulders, blah blah blah. It's it's really really good to get, you don't want to get once again stuck in like some sort of confirmation bias bubble. You're sitting there like, yeah, all bullish, or yeah, all bearish, like that's all we think. Like that's not what we're, that we want people to make money. We want people we want people like angry losing a bunch of money, you know what I mean? So
yeah, we have people who enter in the Discord who are they are mods, they are analysts who are resident bears. And any other Discord or any other group, they enter the room and, oh, here come the bears. It's kind of like, ugh. And us, we're like, here come the bears. Thank God. Yes. It's a very different vibe.
not to change the station of stocks or anything, but we are seeing GME and AMC moving on up from this bottom trend line. It never came back down to retest. It's reversed. It's been making higher lows ever since. So I'd say that we're officially out of this bull channel that's been building since this initial run up. Like I said, we're looking really to get above some of these major areas, of course, 175, 176. So you're looking to get through all those whole dollars, and then you're really looking for this overall trend line breakout at the top, which it attempted earlier but couldn't quite hold. So keep an eye, all you GameStop and AMC folks. Mullen trying to push again, had a perfect little double bottom right here, right within that range after it broke down. Just a little breakdown, doop, 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 and now it's trying to recapture 3 again. Let's see what we do.
I'd say that also, to add to what you're saying, that the Discord is very heavily focused on DD and development of new strategies.
Absolutely.
Trying to build confidence in the markets. And it's really hard to do when the markets are so crazy.
Oh, and Captain Insano, that's also a very good point, of course. Man, Captain Insano, you're on one today. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, we are streaming, of course, all day, every day in Discord, to be fair, because this is essentially like a 24-hour, community for the most part. Not obviously, literally, markets aren't that exciting at 3 in the morning because they're closed. But generally, we have. Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes it's more just everyone hanging out, but yeah, no, between everyone, and we have different time zones and different, once again, different perspectives. The whole thing, we're if we're not on stream, we're in the VC and Discord talking and doing the same thing that we're doing on stream, just with a little bit more cursing, So, and we're trying to keep it clean for the live, but but no, it's
a relaxed vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, and you definitely get to keep the real-time updates going, and if you're ever aching for a stream, you can just hop on in there.
I think we're doing a good job of reeling it a little bit, though, making it welcoming and comfortable to all.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're growing and learning and doing whatever we can. A lot more. Thank you, Clint. You've exposed us. We're a bunch of sailors over in Hell's Discord. It's called it's called Hell's Trading Floor. Come on. You're literally going to hell.
Shanties. And I love her for it. That's one of my favorite things to listen to now in the background. She spoiled me.
All right, let's see. 5 minutes till power hour. Yep, we are about 5. Ooh, look at Mullen, $3 with a big candle.
Yeah,
we're gonna start power hour with some force. Let's go. I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. Let's see here.
Now this could turn into a cup and handle.
Freaking Mullen is like, okay, on the count of 3, 1, go.
Right. Andy, this is authentic constructive game. Yeah, that's amazing. How long?
Financial comedy.
Right. Armadillo Ape, how long have you all been doing this for? So we have actually a very wide range of experience in this Discord, and all different types of investing. Some are long term, some are short term investors, and some are been doing it for 20 years, some for a couple. Me personally, I've been doing it for how old am I? I've been doing it for about 7 years. I started off as just more of a traditional long-term investor. And then within about the last, I'd say 3 years is when I really started to delve into more of active day-to-day trading and swing trading and stuff like that. and everyone else, of course, feel free to chime in with yours, and actually in chat as well. While let the rest of the analysts tell their origin story. If you guys want to put your experience levels in chat, that'd be awesome as well.
Dave has a great origin story. I want you to go next. Yours is fantastic.
Yeah, yours is amazing.
I've been developing market data and trading systems for 17 years. At the last 2 is only really when I started becoming when I started getting more into trading myself rather than just writing the software for it. And I guess I got really heavily into it after I won't say I won't curse, but the stuff that happened in last February, and I saw the growing retail market.
Mullen is pushing.
And I switched sides basically. So
you did. You like,
and we love it, Dave.
Yeah, it's so good.
Sorry.
Might see a pullback at 310,
and we love it.
311.
Love it.
You came to the dark side.
You would
I mean, technically that'd be the light side, right? We're the rebellion.
I was gonna say I want to sound all like ominous, like we're Hell's trading floor, but we're pretty cool. Like we're pretty nice people.
We're the good guys with
the whole name comes from a misunderstanding originally, anyway.
Right. Yeah. For anyone who's curious about that, go back on this channel for the Devil Stockbroker and look at why my name is True Demon that TD put together. You'll find that.
How I became True Demon.
Or how I became True Demon. My apologies.
Yeah, that's great.
Man, we got Mullen really coming up with some force here. Broke right through that $3, and now it's really trying to test for an intraday. Let's go. The dumb money side. Yeah. Love what you guys are doing. Learned a lot. What's the origin story behind Hell's Trading? Yeah, definitely take a look. We did a whole clip just because people were so curious about it. They thought TD specifically, of course, because his name's True Demon, they thought he was a devil worshiper. So there's actually a whole explanation that we clipped out just for this purpose. If you go back on the channel.
Much more technology related than a lot of people would have ever guessed. Yeah. A lot of us have background in tech here. I worked in tech for over a decade and in several different capacities. But Damon, Daemon, DAEMON is a line of Linux code, and it's a true or false. So True Demon, and there you go. Yeah, I didn't even get seriously into the stock market until a little over a year ago. But I have been full-time from opening bell to close trading for, almost a year now. About 9-10 months.
Scrap Queen, LOL, True Demon is awesome. I agree. You gotta love watching a stock, seeing it move the way it wants to move, uninhibited free stock. Yeah. It really is a beautiful day to watch this stock. Just seeing those, even if you don't even have a whole lot of money or any money invested in it, just seeing it play out is crazy.
Grab your popcorn.
There you go. This is the cup and handle I was talking about.
Okay. Hold up, wait a minute, don't stop, get it.
Got 10, 9, 8 seconds to power hour. 5 seconds.
Ding, ding,
3,
ding. Power
2,
hour.
1. Power hour.
TD got my first options win with SPRT. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a hell of a one to have a first options play on. That's for sure. Oh yeah, that's actually.
I don't know about you. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know about you, but I love it when you see some volatility, but then power hour starts and you see a pause.
Yeah, it's like everyone's like, okay, what do we do now? What are we gonna
happened?
do? Yeah.
Stop for a dime.
That's actually now we got some people in here. I'm actually curious. Everyone in chat, where did you guys find like whether it's the stream or True Demon or like how long you've been following us in True Demon? Like I'm just kind of curious to see where all 255 of you have come from.
It was interesting looking at the statistics on the Discord. Like about 90% of the people that join us are from an unknown source. Something like that.
It's Bondo. I know it's a touchy subject. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, obviously there was a lot of frustration and anger about how everything with GRE when True Demon will tell you that himself. Obviously, he's extraordinarily frustrated with all of that. But at the same token, I mean, like things like I mean, Prog. Like I mean, me, True Demon, a bunch of people were long on Prog going into earnings. We took the hit with everyone else. Like, you know what I mean? Like we, these things happen. Like, it's not like we're 100% right all the time. So, and it was a crazy run. I mean, some people got in, it ran, they got out, and, they made a bunch of money. So it's not touchy for everyone. And every play that goes crazy is going to have winners and losers, so don't ever be afraid to, throw stuff out there.
It's really cool because being part of the group, I get to see not only how different people were playing Progeny and other stuff just like that, but after it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, what do you do next? And I know me personally, I'm still figuring a lot of that stuff out in the moment because you're scrambling. You're like, oh, shoot, what do? I got to try to remember what my trading plan was if I had one to begin with, So having the community there to kind of like help you talk yourself through what you're doing, hey, let's break this down. Where was my entry? Where should my exit be? Like all these different things, and being able to look at it as a very in-depth educational experience for me to grow with, and it gave me, even though I'm down on Progeny, I'm holding 11,000 shares of Progeny right now, but I am still fairly confident in my own play. Where had I just moved into the play 6 months ago and did now what I was doing then, and had that mentality, I'd feel terrible right now. But I have so much more understanding and confidence of where my position is at, just from being able to see how other people are trading, not even that same stock, but different stuff, and doing things differently that I wouldn't have thought of before, and being able to look at things from a couple of different perspectives. It definitely helps you grow, and it makes those times when you do miss and you do fail, it makes it easier to fail right-sized and to make every failure an opportunity to grow and learn. And at that point, you're just paying for an education.
For sure. Got a couple of responses in the chat on these. Where did you find us, John? Some on Twitter, YouTube. Hezekiah, recommendations, YouTube push recommendations. I found when I was making my first Prog play. It's like watching the sunrise. That's very sweet. Twitter and YouTube. Matt Kors. Found True Demon through Twitter. Searching YT for knowledge, and he popped up. Well, that's good to know that we're getting pushed to pages and stuff like that. And for only a few weeks, found you on YouTube. Joined Discord Learn. Awesome. Glad to have you, man. Due diligence on Mullen. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of organic and through one of our duck friends. Trey, Moon Gang. Matt's Cootery. Really? You came from Matt's. I've never met you before in my life. Love you, Cootery.
Traitor!
Caught a snippet of TD on course talking about Mullen DD. Yeah, that's what's interesting. He definitely has a lot of just kind of respect in a lot of different circles. Like he tends to bounce around to different people, and I think that was the benefit of not really having a channel prior to all this, is that he was just kind of like, oh, hop over here, and everyone liked his passion and what he had to say, and I feel like people just kind of followed from there. So he reminds me of like the this is all, of course, Hell's trading floor. So, and he kind of did it that way on purpose. So it's more of, once again, like more of a community group effort rather than being like, oh, it's True Demons Discord. You know? Yeah, right. It's a neutral territory, more or less.
Trey, Matt, they all, Mask Investor, they frequent and say hi and pop in from time to time. It's all big family.
Yep. All right, overall market taking a little bit of a breather here, having some red coming in. AMC's kind of holding up, I will say, a little bit, at least in the short-term basis. Doesn't seem to be plummeting too hard. Neither does GME. GME looks like it might have made and might be looking to complete this little head and shoulders after this attempted break. Let's see if we get some consolidation and we can spice up this powwow.
I was just thinking that town hall was really good. It's one of the early videos. Probably.
Let's see. Macors told me about you, checked you out on YouTube when I saw your stuff, or when I saw your Scourge stuff, and you guys are really at Scourge. One of those, that's a little piece of magic that a lot of our analysts did a lot of work and tireless efforts on. So shout out to Tsla and Verde and Dave and all of the people putting in a lot of work on that thing, man.
Oh, I've not worked on the bot.
That's all on Word and Flower.
Yeah.
Look at the comment in the YouTube chat from Slowed.
I'm working on something related to the bot, but
oh yeah, my apologies, but just a lot of work in general, whether it's for the expansion or for just the initial. Like, there's just been a lot of people putting in a lot of dedication to it. So shout out to everyone really in the Discord has been doing a lot.
There's a lot of work happening in the basement.
Tons. That's so funny.
Hey, the charting here sucks. No rocket emojis. Yeah, man, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted by Matt. I don't know if I can legally. I might have to talk to a lawyer.
We'll get on the cactus as quickly as we can.
Quality of the DD that convinced me to. Oh, it's very, very good to hear. That's what we're aiming for.
We have the next stock in our sights. Great question. We're constantly searching for them, and if you join us in Hell's Trading Floor, you will be pleasantly introduced to a little friend in there that we like to call ScourgeBot. And ScourgeBot has been the labor of love that we were just talking about, or part of the labor of love that these guys have been working so hard on, and is one of our unique tools and indicators that we use in conjunction with many other stuff and the brains that are in there to find these plays, to find Mullens and Progenities and all of these future plays. We have a handful that we're investigating, and we could use all the brain power in YouTube and beyond. So please join us. We'd love to hear your 2 cents.
Yeah, man. A lot of the folks that, well, of course, as you heard before, a lot of us either knew each other before and had some sort of history. But I mean, a lot of the people in here, and even like Jayra, for instance, like he came in after we made the Discord, and you know what I mean. He did a lot of work himself and put in a lot of TA and stuff like that. And we're like, hey, man, like you do good work. Let's do this. So we're definitely open to all different types of people, ideas. Like, we're not just a completely closed society or anything like that. So
yeah, we took a vote, and he just made it in, I think, by 51%, wasn't it? I think. I'm joking.
Dave was like, I'm still on the fence.
It was barely unanimous, okay? It was barely unanimous. Jeez.
In votes like that, I generally do vote like no. If I'm sure that if they've already gone over the threshold, I just vote no, so that They can see it when they come in, and they see the history.
It's logical. That you all made me a farm animal, a striped horse. Oh. Mr. Zebra. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, another good point, Captain Insano there. I saw you tag me. Yeah, I have mentioned a couple times, obviously Patreon, Discord, all that good stuff in the description. You can choose your tier. One thing I haven't mentioned is how much the tiers are, and actually the lowest tier is only $3. And Gavin saying that's a great little simile. For one share of Mullen, you can have a month worth of unlimited access to all of us in the Discord. It's not a bad price. Of course, there are other tiers that give you access to different things, so definitely keep that in mind. You can read through all those on the Patreon page. That's another one I saw here. Someone had a question who just joined. Giovanni. I'm new to the server. Where's the best way to know the setup? So if you scroll up to the top of the threads, there is a What the FAQ where you can go through and see all the frequently asked questions. Actually, currently, as I'm speaking, we're all in the live stream studio up at the top there, so actually you can hop into VC and hear all of us speaking, and also you'll see in there trading floor text, which is kind of our main hub for day-to-day when we're not streaming.
Yeah, we are all in there right now. Speaking of, how you doing, TD?
Yeah, exactly.
I
was just waiting
I
for
was
that
going.
to.
I was
Oh,
waiting just to see how long it was going to take before somebody noticed I was lurking in here.
What's up, man?
I was just waiting for Cat to not talk.
Excuse me. What's going on, y'all?
Anybody care
Okay,
about
JK.
my 2 cents? All right. How's it going, everybody? Hey,
Good, man.
I think I needed to come in here just to give my own personal appreciation publicly to Cat Morris for calling out the Neo flow. I cashed out on those calls at the top, like literally top ticked it at 23.75, and got out of those for a 160% profit. So thanks for that call out, Cat. That was life saving.
Hell yeah, man. Sweet.
All right, so we've got a couple of plays going on. So one of the tickers, there's quite a bit of EV stuff going on actually. Between Neo and Ideonomics and Mullen, we've got 3 EV plays going. Everybody saw that Mullen moved earlier on this afternoon, but Ideonomics also is starting to show volatility, and the volume is getting the volume pumps are getting a little higher and higher and higher. So we had this one volume candle for 4.19 million on the 2-hour, and this is looking to me like its next leg up. Also making a big move after an inverted head and shoulders pattern. So it's bounced off of this support 5 times with one break below and then a retrace back above. So I think that this might actually be one of the last bottoms on Ideonomics. I went and threw a whole bunch of money down on some 150 calls for what was that? I believe that was for June. It was June or July. It was July. Okay, so July 15th. Those are currently trading at 18 cents on the ask.
What was your average, if you don't mind me asking?
My average was 14
Don't
cents.
tell me 10. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
If you were gonna tell me 10 cents, I would have hated you so much.
I think the only time I would have been able to get it for 10 cents would have been down here when it was trading like sub 80 cents. Ideonomics, those 150s for July, I'm planning on holding those at the very least until June, because this is one of those companies that, like, it's been it's been in a dilution pattern for so long, and now they finally have their product out. And although their earnings weren't like super impressive or anything, like it wasn't magical, mystical earnings, they are showing bigger and bigger revenue every single month. And this doesn't include their massive sale and delivery, which was the deal was completed back in August of last year, but now the actual shipping of their new models to the Far East are going out. So I'm expecting their sales to jump this quarter. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. It's a cool little EV company. They do mopeds and some sexy little like hot rod electric motorcycles. It's pretty dope.
You've
The
been listening way too
ticker
much to
is
David Mitchery.
IDEX. What's that?
You've been listening way too much to David Mitchery. You're calling cars and mopeds sexy.
That ticker is IDEX, Ideonomics Inc. I'm actually thinking of getting back into Neo because this double bottom here, I know that whale got into those calls for what were those? May? Those were May calls, were they not, Cat? That was hitting the flow.
For which, I'm sorry?
The flow that you called out on Neo.
Neo was April monthlies, I do believe, and the Uber were May.
Oh, the Ubers were May.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which I then got a subsequent print, I think when we were on, live yesterday, that someone went even farther out of the money and bought $42 calls.
Interesting.
So that was interesting, and I think a couple people in Discord hopped on that, and they were happy about it because they were, I think, up pretty nice this morning.
Very cool. Okay. Didn't realize that. Okay. So, I've seen a few people asking about Alzamed. Okay. BKKT is hitting support right now. I'm waiting for confirmation to buy back in. But just sorry for the distraction. Alzamed is, it's like, it's a biotech company that's being played with by these by what's his face, Todd Milton Alt. The dude's basically pump and dump king, but he doesn't do the pumping himself. I think that he just gets a bunch of people to do it for him. But the guy gets in on these plays, and lo and behold, it rips by ridiculous sums unexpectedly, and he'll always top ticket.
Can I just pop in and see how much we're getting hit right now? AMC.
Oh, AMC. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was waiting for this, honestly.
Yeah, the
It
SPY
was
is
almost
taking a
like
dump as well. The whole market's really selling off right now.
it was looking like we were going to have an inside day, but just popped through yesterday's low. It was at 26.41. So
This is what I've been waiting for. Honestly, thinking about taking a big short on the SPY. I'm talking like 410 for July.
I just took some 430s for May.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The SPY is not doing well now. And this euphoria, I feel like it's got to come to an end. I don't think that this is going to last forever.
nothing lasts forever.
Nope. I think the crisis is coming. But I don't want to be focused all on I don't want to be focused on all doom and gloom all day long. But I am going to take a big short position on the SPY. I think I'll probably do it now, actually, before the market close, because this is the top, I think.
Looks like we might be seeing a tiny bit of a little bit of green. Hopefully it's not just a dead cat on the day, but a little bit of green.
I think we bounce off 25.12.
Let's see.
I've got too many lines on this chart there.
Oh, Sammy Yummy, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Just keep it up with a adorable pair pumping iron. Thank you.
Verde, did you get those Mays for May 6th or May 20th? Did you get the monthlies?
May 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. All right. It's as good
Yeah,
a
I
day
got
as any.
I got a fill at 3:28, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do. I'll do 430 puts, and I'll sell some 410s. That's pretty far out, actually.
Mullen looks like it's coiling up a little bit at the end of this wedge.
I got out of my Mullen. What I entered earlier, scalped like 40%.
Nice.
Yes, breaking out of the wedge. Don't like it.
I'll do the May 4th, 430 strikes as well. I can only afford a few of them. I'll just do one put.
Oh, Savage.
I only got one as a starter, so I'm probably gonna average up or down.
Savvy Trading, thank you for pointing that out. White House Communications Director briefs the press. We might be getting some scary news of some sort that's making people dump.
Interesting.
Take a peek and see if there's any updates.
Okay, I got one put 430 strike for May 4th. Cost averages $3.45 per share, or $345 for that contract. Now we see. This is scary times, honestly, and I don't want to focus too much on it. But anyway, AMC. I know that people are like really, really nervous right now, but this is one of those situations where I feel that AMC. This is the same thing that AMC did before. Okay, I've seen a lot of people doing this. Here, let me get this. So a lot of people I've seen calling out this candle, and I think that they've been comparing it to this move. But in my opinion, it's not. It's actually comparable to this situation down here. This is what I think the move is. And I do think that AMC is making the same moves again. The reason why I think that is because of OBV. So I've talked about this before, but if you look at the OBV on AMC and its history, you'll notice these cups on the OBV and then a breakthrough on this wedge. And that's what happened the last few times. The first one was this breakdown below on this descending wedge, and then it broke up, it tapped the top, broke down, and then kept going up until it went from it was like $2, and then over the course of a couple trading weeks went up to $5, and then squeezed a few days later. This situation, AMC sold off from the highs at 12.22, and then hit a low of 8.93, and then it started breaking back up. And notice the OBV, each time it breaks down below its overall trend and then breaks back up and out. And it did this here as well. And look at the same pattern. And I was saying to wait for this breakout. And I did also say that it was going to touch 30 and then meet resistance. And now I'm absolutely certain. Now I'm certain. This this is my own personal certainty of what's going to happen to AMC. It's going to be on SSR today and tomorrow. I think that a bunch of buy orders are going to get suppressed, and there's going to be a whole lot of volume to nowhere, and the price won't move for the next week or two, honestly. And I'm expecting that this is going to be a way of crushing the volatility. It's going to bring down the value of the options, and it's going to cause a whole bunch of these to expire out the money. So just full disclosure, I sold $40 calls on AMC, and I sold all of my all the spreads that I had on AMC, which were it was I bought 22 calls and sold 30 calls, and then I closed that position on the 28th, this Monday. What I am expecting AMC to do is to do the same thing that it did here. Notice that it had a big gap up the day after its big green candle on both of these situations. It's hard to see because of how small this is, but big green candle, a gap up candle, and then it traded up for a couple more days. But honestly, I think that's just because the price was so cheap and retail had more of control of the float. And also the continuation and bullishness from AMC completing its market offering. But then it sold off after it retraced in the following week. So what I'm expecting AMC to do is, after this breakout's done, it's going to break back down below. It's going to trade around the halfway mark, and then it'll start to lift again. So honestly, I'm just going to wait for the volatility to drop a little bit more. I'm not going to wait very long. I'm going to wait for maybe I may even add to my position tomorrow, or maybe the day after, like Friday. But I'm being patient. Okay, AMC is not gonna. I don't think AMC is gonna take off without us, but I do think that it's getting ready to make its move. So while it's on SSR, I'm expecting it to bounce down along this falling wedge upper support, or I'm sorry, the resistance, which has now become support. So if AMC retests 22, then I'm going to automatically buy as soon as it touches 22. But if it trades sideways at 25, I'm going to wait for a few days. But as soon as it touches 22, I'm buying. That's support for me. I am so convinced of its next move. So let's
Joe
see.
Miami just came in with a super chat. Guys, can you look at BBIG's Ortex and give your thoughts on the stock? A lot of talk about possible squeeze. I got in around $322 today and just wanted to get your thoughts, not financial advice. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat, man.
Thank you for the super chat, Joe. Yes. And thanks for Dave for pointing that out to me. I almost missed that. I actually am so glad you asked, Joe. Because I'm adding to my BBIG position, and I'm adding to it for April 14th. My thoughts are that BBIG is going to squeeze any day. And let me just go ahead and jump into my BBIG chart. I noticed some patterns in BBIG on the daily chart that told me what I needed to look for. And what I saw with BBIG is, before its big gap up moves, it would have these big repeat gap up moves. The giveaway for it each time was it had a series of big green candles. It would get a slow run up going, and it would touch this resistance once at $4, and then it would just it would sell off. And after it found its next support, it would trade up on low volume. The volume would be really low on the days leading up to it, and then the big volume candle would come in out of nowhere. So, and it comes in the morning. So I honestly think that BBIG could squeeze even this week, but I'm not betting on this week. I'm giving myself at least 15 to 30 days till expiration. So that would put me out till late April, like April 22nd, 29th. And that's my bet. That's what I'm thinking. But the reason why is why I'm looking at it with such specific dates is because of the volume patterns, and the OBV kind of helps point this out as well. But the little slope upward, the rising slope on the OBV right there at the end, is consistently what gives it away. It's really small unless you look at the chart really super zoomed in. But here's one example. See the big bump in the OBV here, and then a sell off down here, and then a slope up again, and then it makes its big gap up move, and it sells down, but the OBV goes sideways for a while until big sell off in the OBV, and then rising slope, and then it goes again. We'll go up to this one as well. So this one is a little bit harder to spot. I think this one was just retail, honestly. Like, this big move was just retail, I think. There was a lot of big speculation on the Cryptide move. So I have a feeling that retail just kind of came in with volume unexpectedly. So market makers stepped in and forced the share price to decline. But OBV's been sideways, and now we're getting that slope up again. So I'm thinking it comes soon. I'm going to give myself a lot of time, though. That's just what I'm doing.
Just real quick, two small little things. One is it looks like I was just taking a peek at the SPY on the daily just for how we may or may not finish intraday. It looks like it actually came down with that sell-off and filled a gap from yesterday, and it tapped off it, and now it looks like it might be trying to turn back around with the rest of the market. We're seeing some green. Also, just another side note, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but TD, I did make a new channel, the live stream studio updates, just for mods, analysts, and professionals to get like immediate ASAP information to us, like missed super chats or breaking news or stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that heads up. That does help me keep things organized a little bit.
Yeah, because we're pulling from so many different places and we got eyes everywhere, so I just kind of try to get everyone to be like, all right, if you have something important we need to see right now, just put it right there, just so we only have to look at one place.
Okay. I see some veterans posting in there as well, though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those permissions. I've disabled the view for, I think, everyone except for the professionals and analysts. Let me double check.
Yeah. Okay.
But either way,
we'll figure.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. Okay. Well, anyway, so BBIG, I'm thinking is imminently going to move. My problem right now is finding the spare cash to to take advantage of it.
It looks like Zlever had a post of a couple missed YouTube questions up there if you wanted to field some of those relating to T+35 and all that good stuff.
All right. So thoughts on Mullen for T35 tomorrow? Honestly, I think the T35 is not really a factor here because this was so the T35 cycle, it kind of worked out, but I don't know if it's just a coincidence anymore because T35 didn't matter for AMC after this after the June squeeze. The dates lost their significance after that. I think that what was actually happening was settlement cycles were getting pushed out, and because of the constant retail interest, it just kept working out that every 35 days people were getting their new, their monthly checks, and it created a surge of volume. Just being perfectly honest with you. The other thing that I had speculated on was that monthly and quarterly options rollovers had something to do with it, but I don't think that T35 is as powerful as everybody thinks it is. I know that I was subscribing to it for quite a while, but it's really hard for me to be convinced of it. I'm looking at shorter settlement cycles as more influential than T35. Some of those settlement cycles do hold significance, but T35 it's a really long cycle, and it involves a combination of market maker, broker dealer, and DTCC settlement cycles. And although the timeline works out, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be some forced covering, because what I came to understand after reading all of the reg show filings is that at any time, any of these entities can just borrow shares if they exist and just kick the can down the road. Like, they don't have to cover those FTDs by buying shares. They can borrow shares and then cover them. So that's how the can kicking got started. But now now that utilization is maxed out, then it could be significant. So if all the utilization is maxed out and there's nowhere to borrow shares from, and then we hit a T+35 cycle, that might make the difference. So I'm kind of experimenting with that in my observations and seeing if the T35 cycle is more significant once we've hit 100% utilization and there's no shares available for borrowing. That's just kind of what I'm looking at. Got a few different Mullen earnings. Anyone have a date for Mullen earnings? I guess there's no announced earnings date just yet for Mullen, so I don't know.
I was going to say speculated, of course, was today. I checked their investor relations page a couple hours ago. No updates that I saw. Someone in the chat, of course, correct me if there's any updates.
I'm pretty sure they have to give an earlier notice than that. Thoughts on Progenity for the next 4 weeks now that the earnings call didn't turn out like we were hoping? Honestly, I'm buying more. Progenity's earnings, they weren't bad. There wasn't anything like devastating about it. The only thing that happened was they're like, yeah, we can't say anything right now. Like, they just wanted to be tight-lipped. I didn't see that as bearish. They can't say anything. They have an NDA. They're under contractual obligation with their partners not to disclose who they are. And I don't see that as a bad thing. For whatever reason, the stock sold off really badly, but I'm really not that concerned by it. Just kind of my thoughts. Now, it may consolidate for a while, but I'm looking at June for another move. If it moves sooner than that, it would be because of a big announcement. So for the moment on Progenity, I'm just going to go ahead and average down while I can. Maybe it retests the $1 support, but I don't think that it will. I think that it's going to start to try to complete this pattern.
Two little side notes. Mullen actually looking to maybe retest $3 here, and also I know we haven't brought this one up in a little while, but SHIB is just ripping right now above 20 or 0.00028. I know there's probably some SHIB holders out there just for that little update. It's really moving.
Really?
Yeah, it's been ripping the last couple of I think the last week it's been moving quite a bit, and then right now we just got some big old minute candles on SHIB.
That's awesome. You know what I just noticed is that Mullen and Neo's charts look identical for today.
Yeah, they do.
That's kind of funny. Neo moved first in the morning, and then Mullen did again this afternoon.
It was actually quite funny because obviously I had the stream scheduled at 2:30, and around like 1:10 I got up from my desk. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go take maybe a little break, grab something to drink, and as I'm walking to my kitchen, I just hear from faintly in the background of my office, "Oh my God!" And it's just I come back and I'm like, all right, we'll stream early. We'll stream early. Let's go.
That's funny. Yeah,
Have a
look,
look at
Neo did the
GFAI.
same thing. It popped and then went slowly back down. I think I'll re-enter Neo. Mullen, I'm already averaged down on, so I'm gonna wait for Mullen to make its next leg up. I think that Mullen might make its next leg up soon. This is a huge sign of strength.
Yeah, that's bananas. And it's funny because obviously, when you're not in here, I give my own, of course, opinions. I don't want to speak on anyone's behalf or anything like that, but a lot of people, of course, asking, just general opinions on Mullen, your opinion on Mullen, all that kind of stuff. And I was drawing out those trend lines, and I was like, we really want to see if it just bounces off here and retests. And then when I looked back after J Ruff started screaming, it literally just popped right off that, and I was like, see, got to see some live TA all right on the live stream. That was crazy timing.
That's awesome. Let's see. I got a request from Hero Dapper on SoFi. So let's see. I see 2 touches of this support with 1 breakdown below. I'm wondering if we will see. It's kind of doing a stair-step pattern right now. Let's see what it does. I'm not. I don't know much about SoFi other than that they're like a banking entity. They do loans, I think, like personal loans. I don't know if they're like an independent bank or something like that, but no. Anyway,
Oh wow, they shorted the
not.
Mullen too crazy. There were 300,000 shares available in Interactive Brokers like 20 minutes ago. It's 70,000 now.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mullen
Okay.
at $2.99, $3 and pushing. Might be trying to break out a 3.
Wow, they really did. They really did want to push that thing down. I'm gonna take a look at the Ortex on BBIG really quickly because I think that this breakout is. I think this breakout is happening soon. I don't know if it's gonna be Mullen or BBIG first, but I'm pretty confident both of them are gonna make a move here.
And just for a
God,
quick
Mullen's
update,
borrowed
That's
shares is up
insane.
Too many people talking at
11.3
once.
million.
One at a time, children.
I was just going to say we were looking at the updated borrowed shares for Mullen all day, and it's now up again to 11.31 million. Or
12.13.
Yeah, 12.13 million total borrowed shares. We checked it like an hour or two ago, and it was 10.6.
It's not that
Around
long
there.
ago. It was just before True came on.
Before that, it was like 6.
Interesting.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
swing some 5s.
Oh wow, look at those. 8.23 million failures to deliver. Let's take a look at this versus the on loan. Oh yeah.
You're not sharing it on the.
Oh,
stream.
sorry about that. Thanks, Lever.
No problem.
Okay. Looking at Ortex for BBIG, this is what's rustling my jimmies right now. So these big failures to deliver, they had to take a big block of loans to cover these. So a bunch of these got taken out. Let's see. They had been borrowing shares proportional to these FTDs for a few days or maybe even a week in advance. Yep, lots on loan. Lots and lots and lots on loan. Okay. Try to take away some of this mess. Okay. So they shorted the hell out of it here with all of these borrows. I think the shares on loan were to cover these FTDs just to preempt them. They had all the shares ready to go. Then they covered the FTDs with the loans and then smashed the price with everything that they had left over. And they shorted it all at once. It got covered right around here at the bottom. And now the on loan is rising again. And the shares on loan is huge now compared to where it was then. It's like by an additional 5 million shares on loan. Yeah, I think BBIG is going to move very soon.
Ooh.
The security lending volume drops off down to like next to nothing, but the shares on loan total kept rising the whole time. Yeah, I think that BBIG is moving in the next couple of weeks. That's my hot take on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and add to my BBIG position first. Mullen might move, but I've got some shares and calls on that one. So
I was just gonna say actually two little updates while you're working on that. Mullen is breaking out right now above 3, pushing 305. SPY has made, at least on the shorter term, a higher low out of its bull channel and is looking to break out and retest 458. And for whatever reason on planet Earth, Sheeb is still ripping over here. So just a little quick update for everyone.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. We got BBIG trading down and retesting its support at 315. And see, Neo's retesting its support at 22. Ideanomics is retesting $1.05. Alzamed, I think it's creating an inverse head and shoulders here.
Oh, we looking.
I'm expecting a breakout above 150. Okay. I'll go ahead and switch over to Mullen. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Nice pennant breakout there as well. Let's go.
Yep. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and... Come again, Verde?
I was just saying shares available still going down. Like I can see thousands going down at a time. Interactive brokers.
All right. I'm super psyched that everyone could join us today. We actually have about over 300 people hanging out with us. We've cracked over 200 likes today. Thank you guys all so much for coming in. If you haven't already, smash the like button, all that good stuff. Make sure you have notifications turned on because I am TD's mod and sometimes I don't get informed that we're live sometimes. So just make sure you got all your stuff set up.
Okay. All right, we got two exciting charts to share with everybody. In addition to the action that's going on here. Oh my God, what? There's no way this is accurate. There's no way this is accurate. This is trading against the float. Like this is against the old float. There's no way this is accurate. It's saying that Mullen's in the money options is 120% float in the money above the above $2.50 strike.
Oh jeez.
And it grows from there. Like at $4, it goes up to 217% float in the money. There's no way that's possible. This can't be accurate. I believe that the ramp is there. Like I believe it's a ton of options. I'll show you everybody what I'll show everybody what Scourge is showing, but it's showing this options data against a float of 100 or like 22 million shares. So this is the Mullen gamma ramp, but just know that this is skewed massively because the float is no longer this small. The float, this is measuring it against a $22 million float, or a 22 million share float, I should say. Mr. Radio, thank you for the super thanks. Really appreciate them. But I do believe that there are a ton of calls on Mullen for this coming strike. Let me go ahead and get the live options inspect up for Mullen, and then we'll get a better picture with a heat map on that. But BBIG is the one that I did want to show. This is to scale with the correct float. Above $5 is 25% of, or well, like 23% of the float in the money at $5, and the price is still at $3.15. So we've got an excellent looking chart for BBIG. Mullen is looking euphoric, to be honest with you. So this is the heat map for Mullen's call OI. Again, the percentages are skewed because of that float issue that I talked about. It's actually like a 118 million share float right now. It's not 22 million, but it is still huge. I'll go ahead and calculate it really quickly just to see what we'll go up to. We'll go up to the $4 strike. So 6.925. Give me 2 seconds. Times 100. So 9.8 million shares worth of calls are set to run in the money if Mullen goes above $4 again. So that would be massive. That would be truly massive. Let's see. I wish I had more money to trade on this. I think what I might do is I might do my BBIG position in my Fidelity account, since that has a little bit more capital in it, and I can day trade it, which is nice.
Oh, we're over 310. Getting some volume. 311. Ooh.
On BBIG.
On Mullen.
It's funny, they're both the same price, so I got confused. See, did I already
BBIG is
change
back down on its good old 311, 312.
All right, I'll switch back to my trading view. I just realized that I showed everybody my portfolio there for a second on Fidelity. Oh well, I guess y'all get to know what I have in my backup account. It's not a big deal. I just don't like getting my I just don't like throwing my positions out there for everybody, because I know so many people are following my trades, and right now a lot of my portfolio is red because I've been holding some of these positions for a long time, especially like Progenity and Sndl, so a lot of it looks down. But I've been averaging down the whole time, so I'm sure people will start throwing screenshots like, "Oh my god, look at all of this shit he's doing." This is just going to be flooding Twitter for the next several weeks. It's like, well, too late.
Case in point, you can't just take a snapshot of somebody's portfolio and copy a trade. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it really doesn't. BBIG. Oh, there it is. That big ass green candle on the day.
I think you're still showing. I think you're still showing.
I see. I'm looking at my. Yeah, I was looking at something else. I'm sorry. I thought I was on a 5-minute chart, and it suddenly took a jump. I'm still looking at my Fidelity portfolio right now, trying to set up a position.
Oh, gotcha.
I got confused by a daily candle versus a 5-minute candle. I thought I was watching 5-minute candles. Let me go ahead and add to my BBIG position really quickly before I end up making another goof.
All right, we got about 5 and change minutes left in the day. How are we going to close?
Oh, really? You're not going to give me my fill?
They're watching the stream. They knew you were coming.
There we go.
Ooh, we're getting some green last 5 minutes on SPY. This opened up
Oh,
pretty.
I filled the BBIG calls. I meant to fill the Mullen calls on my.
Ooh.
I filled my options. I got to fill on BBIG on my options trading account, but I meant to do Mullen on that account. All right, I guess I'll just switch it around. It's not a big deal.
Yo, SPY, Uber, Neo, Tesla, Sheeb, Mullen, everything's going really green right now with some authority.
Green with authority. I love it.
Whoa, a lot of volume on SPY, a lot of volume. Ooh. Okay.
True. Just check the last message I posted in the livestream studio updates.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
check that
just
here in just a second.
While you're
you
doing
don't
your
have to read it out loud.
while you're doing your positioning, did you want me to pull up the live charts for the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Please hold, everyone, while we transition screens. And just let me know if you want to be pulled back up anytime before we finish. All right, let's rock and roll. How are we going to close today?
I'm at my day trade limit for the day.
No.
Fucking hell. Pattern day trading. I got restricted in pattern day trading, and Fidelity in my account briefly went below 25,000 minimum maintenance. So it's like, well, now you're not going to be able to day trade for a month. You need to get your cash settlement every 2 days. I'm like, well, fuck you too. Yeah, I don't have any intraday buying power to get anything else from Mullen now. That sucks.
So, oddly enough, here at the end of the day, GameStop is taking quite a spill, but AMC seems to be holding up but relatively well compared to GameStop here, which is interesting.
Trading places.
Yeah, for anyone who's listening on audio, GME's at 165, AMC's at 25.68 currently. Or, I'm sorry, GME's at 165.20, just to be more specific. Yeah. Let's see.
Ugh.
Strange. There's a market on closing balance of 1.1 billion to the sell side on the SPY. So they're going to mean a bit of selling pressure at the close.
Oh wow, GFI came back from the dead.
CEI is looking like it's going to run tomorrow. Tsla is doing fuck all. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of my Tsla position. I don't care enough about that position to wait to take a 20% loss on it. I'd rather catch this Mullen run. I have $666 in my account right now.
It's a sign.
And I can buy $666 worth of calls. Okay, well now I have to.
It's a sign. Do it. Lock it in.
Wow.
It was actually 665.99.
Oh, right off. 60-second
It was
warning,
like
everybody.
so close. It was so close.
Ooh, we're pushing in the close on a little bit of everything. SPY trying to get up to 458.40. What are we going to do here in the close? Interesting.
Okay. All right. I leveraged a bigger Mullen position. I threw all the money that I had taken from Tsla and put that into it. So, and I added to BBIG because BBIG I think is going to make a huge move. I bought those calls for May 20th, $4 calls for May 20th. They're cheap, like they're by comparison. It's only twice as expensive as the April monthlies, and I'd rather give myself 45 days than only 15.
Ooh, the SPY closed with some strength. That was a good 1 minute candle at the end there. Okay. Ding, 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 everybody. Market is closed.
That's it. All right. Well, hopefully everybody is happy with their gains today. We had a lot of movement coming in with Mullen. Neo was a nice big early winner in the morning. I really enjoyed that. For everybody else, let me go ahead and switch to my. Okay, I've got my charts up. Kat, if you want to go ahead and hand me back the stream for the close of the day.
Gotcha, gotcha. 1 sec, 1 sec. Oh, where the mouse? There it is. All right, you're good to go.
Great. So, BBIG, ALZN, and not Ideanomics, Mullen are the three big moves that I'm expecting. ALZN pushed today a little bit. In the beginning of the day, it actually tapped on 135, and right now it's retesting support at 115 was the price. The wedge here on ALZN is, I mean, the calls are super cheap, so like I'm already at my risk. Like it was 10 cents. But regardless, ALZN, I am calling out because of big volatility. Todd Milton all basically pumping the damn thing, and a lot of divergence on the OBV, which is kind of hard to see on this super tiny chart. But anyway, ALZN, I think that its next touch of resistance is going to be the breakout. So this wedge right here that it is, or this bull pennant that it's formed here, I'm expecting a breakout above. So I'll go ahead and set an alert on that, and that'll be my alert for the morning. And if you want to catch these alerts, you can join the Discord as a professional. All the professionals get these alerts directly sent to them whenever they're online.
Probably worth mentioning that these alerts are not buy and sell signals, but more of technical analysis signals.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Verde, for clarifying this. All of those alerts are just based on technical chart pattern changes. If there is some kind of a technical breakout or anything like that, then we call that out, and everybody is able to make and adjust their positions as they see fit according to that alert. Let's go ahead and take a look at Neo. It moved really big this morning, and I went ahead and I sold my calls. But now that it retraced and went back to that support, I'm thinking about re-entering in the morning. We'll see what happens. Morning volatility is pretty severe on Neo, so it might it might get expensive in the morning. So if that's the case, if I miss a big run in the morning, then I'm not going to take a position. But if Neo is slow going in the morning, or even if it trades a little bit further down, then I'm probably gonna take another position, because right now it's at support. This is a major area of support. It touched this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on resistance, and it had a hard time breaking below this before. It really wanted to stay above $22 for a while. So, and overall, this is a big inverse head and shoulders here on Neo. Like, this is a significant chart pattern, very bullish. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and retesting support. So this is actually right at the neckline, and as I said, might have missed that boat because I'm only trading calls on this one, so I have to wait for the morning options market to open. But who knows? Might get lucky. So we'll see what happens. If we get a run in Neo, then who knows? Maybe we'll get another push on other EV stock plays as well. For Mullen is doing exactly what I was hoping it was going to do. Big bounce off of this support. It does not want to stay below 230. I was saying that if it breaks below $2, then it's a sign that support has been lost. Now that we have gotten this confirmation bounce, that notion is completely obliterated. Mullen has massive strength, and this big volume candle, which rivals the volume from the first big move up to $1, I'm very happy with my position. So, with Mullen establishing a big bull pennant and breaking out just at the close of day, it's going to get ready to trade above this this ascending resistance. Previously, this had been support for Mullen, so it touched it 2 times before it broke down below and traded sideways. And now that it's breaking back above, you can see the OBV is doing its own cup. I'll show this a little bit. There we go. So this is what the OBV did for Mullen. You can see it's formed a bit of a cup, so I'm expecting a breakout, maybe a little bit of sideways trading for the next week or two, but that big sign of strength, that huge green candle and volume push, that was good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing Mullen make its next big move. The last time that it did this was back down here when it was trading at it traded up to $2 and then broke down and went back to $1. And then the last time that it did this, it broke up and went sideways for a day, a slight trade up. But then volume came in and it just carried it all the way up to $4 over the course of the next 2 trading weeks, and it just couldn't be stopped. So, hoping that Mullen does it again. This would be excellent. I don't know if anybody else can see it, but like, if you imagine this being an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the trade on the share price chart, I see the same thing happening right here. It's more like a triple bottom, but you know, same thing as far as I'm concerned. Triple bottom on OBV. I'm taking that as a big bullish sign. So, let's take a look at a few others. I know everybody is talking nonstop about Nile. I did take a position. I got some shares in Nile. I don't think it's worth it to take any options right now because it's trading below $1. There is a lot of options activity on it, but like they're only a few cents. The leverage would be nice, but I don't know how long it's going to take for this thing to make a big move upward. And I think that on its first, now we should be good to go. Let's see if that comes back. There we go. All right, we're live.
There we go. There we
I'm
go.
sorry, everybody. Okay.
Yep, we're back.
Okay. We'll go ahead and close up business here really quickly. I've got 15 minutes and then I got to get to a meeting. As I was saying, I'm very sorry, everybody, for that interruption. That was highly frustrating. AMC. The thing that I'm looking for is for it to retrace. Right now, it's on SSR, and it's going to be on SSR for the entire day tomorrow. So I expect a lot of buy orders to basically not go through, and expect delays. So, I am thinking that the price for AMC is going to see a little bit of retrace tomorrow and the following trading day. And I'm going to try to leverage a position on Friday. I'm going to try to leverage a position. If I see a big move and breakout above $30 before Friday, and it looks like it's going to close with all of those call options going in the money, then I will leverage the position immediately. I will add to that position right away. But I am expecting that they are going to try to get every call option that was in the money previously at $25 or greater. I am expecting them to try to close those as worthless. They're going to try and knock those out. But I believe that a surge of volume can come in the following week and the week afterwards for AMC. So that is what I am looking for with AMC. I'm trying to be patient, and I'm trying not to rush into any calls, especially since I'm playing a dangerous game of trying to time everything. I'm trying to time a squeeze, and this is all based on my extremely dumb crayon drawings and estimations with ScourgeBot. So if it turns out that it's correct, then it would be a miracle of all these things coming together at the same time. For AMC's close, I'll just show you the last 15 minutes. AMC had a big rip and run on the 28th, and that's where we touched our top at $35 or just below $35. I'm expecting it to find a base of support at $24.50. They're going to try and keep it down below $25. If I see AMC at any point touch 22, I'm going to buy. That's my big support and buy signal. If I see AMC touch $22, I am buying everything that I can possibly get. Right now, AMC is challenging oversold on the RSI on the 15-minute chart. If it continues to trade low and goes even lower down to 22, it will be so oversold. I do not expect it to stay there for even a day. GameStop. GameStop did the same thing. It's retracing a little bit on low volume. The GameStop trades a little bit differently. I think that after it gets off of SSR, it can run. If GameStop gets off of SSR tomorrow, let's see. What was its previous close? 1790. So it's not going to be on SSR tomorrow. GameStop was on SSR yesterday. It was not. Okay. So if GameStop does not get put on SSR, then I might just go ahead and buy right away. I might buy at GameStop. I'm thinking about it. But I'm trying to be patient. Just take note that GameStop is touching a big area of support. 165 and 180 are critical levels. If GameStop breaks above 180 again, then I expect it to make a run for 250. That's my next level. Well, it'll have to challenge 225 first. 250 is the level above that. But I think that a breakout of this big overall downtrend, this big wedge, that will be the final nail in the coffin for short sellers for GameStop. They're already way over leveraged and they are underwater. Let's see. Are there any other tickers that we were looking at? Did I talk about BBIG, Cat? Anybody? Do you remember?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I did. All right, I covered that. Covered that with Mullen. ALZN, I've covered that. The SPY overall, yes, I do want to talk about the SPY really quickly before we go into the close. I'm just kind of throwing this as a general warning to everybody that I think that the stock market might start to come down soon. This euphoria that we saw in this big rally, this near vertical rally, starting in mid-March after quadruple witching, did not feel natural. I've not seen the SPY rise 5% in a single week. I don't think that that's happened except for like the COVID recovery. And right now the SPY is meeting resistance. It could go back up to its previous all-time high at 475, but I don't think it's going to stay there. I'm of the opinion that the SPY is overbought. And I think that the market is going to start running into challenges, especially as foreclosures and the fears of World War III continue to plague us as we go into April. So I am comparing this directly to the 2008 crash, which if you look close enough on the charts, you'll see that both weekly charts for the SPY with this bounce these two bounces here on the SPY, and then this chart, this top bounce and top bounce and top. And I think that now that the SPY has had its first real sell-off and the first break towards a death cross on the 50 over the 100, it's beginning to look a little bit scary. Just to illustrate what I mean, the death cross on the daily for the SPY, the SPY has never survived a death cross of the 50 daily moving average below the 200-day moving average. That's this red line and this purple line. When a short-term moving average crosses below a long-term moving average, it's referred to as a death cross trading pattern. In the entire history of the S&P 500 index, it has never survived a death cross on its daily chart. Anytime that has ever occurred, it has caused a flash crash, or a flash crash followed soon after it. And I will show you an example. The last time that it happened in 2008, this was the weekly death cross right here, was on July 21st in 2008. And then in September and October. By the end of October, the SPY had fallen by, what was this? From the time of this death cross, which was here, the SPY fell by 37% in a single quarter, 120 days. So the SPY is doing the same exact thing. It crossed above here, but it does not look good. Keep in mind that this is a weekly moving average. If I move this over to the daily, we'll see a slightly different story on the 2008 chart. Oh, sorry. This sent me all the way back to here. Yeah. Here it was for the SPY back in 2007. It was the death cross occurred on the 31st of December 2007, and from that time it was at 147. By the end of 2008, the S&P had hit its lowest point back down at $76, almost a little bit more than half its value. So that's the and I'm sorry to be like a FUD monster and such a raging bear spouting gloom and doom. It's not how I normally trade. It's not how I normally discuss stocks, but it's a very real concern. Let's see. Somebody asked about HYMC. I'll be happy to talk about that. HYMC, I'm not in it right now. I kind of missed this boat, but if people are speculating that HYMC and AMC will squeeze together, then I mean, go for it. It's not a bad idea, given that it's got direct support from Adam Aaron. It makes perfect sense to me. The OBV is showing a tremendous amount of strength. The volume coming into this stock is amazing. I completely would believe if you told me that this stock would squeeze, especially with its what's the short interest on this thing? It's like 40% or something ridiculous like that. I'll double check my Ortex really quickly.
The SI is on 4.86% of the HYMC.
Oh, 4.86. Why did I think that it was hyper shorted? Oh, they diluted.
It has
They diluted. That's why. Yeah,
The
short interest is
CTP
still huge. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So HYMC had a. I guess I will show my chart here since I'm looking at this in depth now because I kind of have to. Okay. Hycroft Mining Vortex. Let's go ahead and show this. Okay. So Hycroft Mining Vortex. This is where the key data is at. Hycroft Mining has a big. It has a big gamma ramp as well, if I remember correctly. So I'll pull that up on the side. But Hycroft Mining, the short interest was at its highest point once it touched its high of 272, and there was a bit of covering that occurred. I imagine some shorts got in at the top and then closed down here at the bottom. But now a whole bunch have gotten back in, and the price gapped up on them. Now it's selling down right now, but I don't think that'll last long. And if HYMC is following AMC, then this thing can scream towards $5 easily. It's totally within the realm of possibility. The gamma ramp is also looking very strong for HYMC. The market price is at 239, so all of these all these 250s are about ready to go in the money, and that would put 22.6% of the float in the money. But this is probably no longer an accurate depiction of the float just because the company has diluted stock. So just be aware of that. But nevertheless, the number of shares that are on the table, it's still there. So if anybody is looking at HYMC for a squeeze, I'll look at the live options for you, and I can show you guys some more of the data that Scourge can provide. Right now, 75% of the options on the chain are calls, and the biggest number of call options, this is the heat map provided to you by ScourgeBot, shows 20% of the float on the 2.5 strikes for HYMC April 14th. Will they end up in the money by the close of business on April 14th? Who knows? But I'd wager a guess that if HYMC is following AMC, and if you're betting AMC is going to squeeze, then I'd have to imagine that HYMC will do something very similar. And since it's already just below this strike right now, might be a good time to think about it. If you're looking to make a safer bet, the 520s look better to me, honestly. I would probably even go a little bit further out and choose these August ones. If you're into gold mining, like that's what this whole company is about, is mining gold and precious metals. I would probably go further out. The price of gold is likely to rise, especially as fiat currencies start to suffer if there is a crash. Gold is pretty safe, and investing in a profitable gold company is a excellent pick. Okay, I think that's going to have to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for jumping into the stream today. Glad we got to catch that Mullen run. We'll be coming back here tomorrow to discuss any other tickers that come onto our radar. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing you next time. Have a hell of a time in the markets.